We were quiet for my intro. Why wouldn't we be quiet for Eric's?
Simple question.
We're quiet.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of The Shit Show, where apparently I'm number one. I'm number one in Hornet Fixer's world. I am number one.
Yes.
John practicing the intro?
Say what now?
You practicing the intro?
No, I'm not. We're live.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hold
shit.
on. Goodbye.
Biker's blue.
Why? Q.
Why is she running?
I don't know. She's pissy. She ate some raw meat and all of a sudden she turned all crabby and shit.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
I recommend you do too.
I'm not going to leave that alone. You juice long enough and raw meat turns you angry when you eat it.
Maybe the Rangers are losing. I have no idea.
She's going to just walk in there, grab that coffee pot, and put it against the back of your head. Just a whack. Oh my heavens.
Oh my.
Yep.
Oh my. So,
Yep.
here we are. Live and shit. Locked and loaded.
On another Friday night.
I'm signing in because I get signed out every single time, and I see we've got Smile Money first in, Johnny Concho, Douglas, and Black Dog are in the chat room, and our very special guest, a bunch of people. Actually, Josh, you'd be surprised how many people ask me what happened to you.
Really? I figured no
Yeah, I
one
was
would.
like, Josh, who his channel? There was a small amount of time. What was that one that you had? You changed the channel name to Pink Tutu or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah,
I thought it was JD.
Pretty in panties, or
yeah, pretty in panties.
I think that's what it was.
Pretty
Yeah.
panties and boots.
Oh my.
So FJ55 Ironpig, after an endless amount of what the hell, changed his channel name back, which is I'm glad actually. I'm kind of glad to see.
Yeah, same here. We still haven't heard back from that crazy dude from the other end of the pond. Had the misfortune of having the same initials after I had mine.
Oh.
He
Actually,
just disappeared.
I see he leaves comments on a whole bunch of people that I know on Disgrace Book, but I haven't seen a comment from him in a long time, so I don't know if I by accidentally made too many British jokes or what, and I got dethroned from the friend list.
Well, I got out of control when we were both on the show at the same time. I didn't let off of him. I may have pushed him a little too far. You know how those Brits can be. They're a little sensitive about their queen and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to bother him when I said, hey, the best from your shithole country came over here and started ours.
That was the best comment right there. Yep.
I know, I could tell by the look on his face, I got taken off the Christmas card list immediately after that comment. And then, of course, you throw in extra comments like, hey, JD, what's happening?
You got Scott Murray's in there, Bearded CB, and Pre-Dawn Flower.
Oh, yeah, Pre-Dawn Flower.
Yes.
The only reason that he knows this show sucks is because he has a benchmark that he tries to get to. Okay, so quickly, the staff this evening is the one, the only, Captain Turkey Hunter, the Gilf Hunter himself. Jim coming to us. Still waiting for that.
He changed it though. Now it's a Gugilf, a great grandmother.
Oh boy.
Mario joins us.
What's up, Mario?
Yeah, I don't. Poor Mario, he's all fucking jonesing and shit. The only reason he's even here right now is he's wondering if there's a damn working phone number yet. You know, is it just me or how many people miss hearing, hey?
Yeah.
Jim's like, nah, don't miss that shit at all. Okay, so we got Jim in the Florida Command Center. We got Joey Cuz coming to us behind 3 razor wire fences and 12 feet of solid concrete in a place formerly known as the United States. Now, I have no idea where you live, Joey.
I don't know either. It's that Cortez chick. She probably could tell you better than
And
I
a
can.
quick question, Joey.
Oh, God.
Did you just get your hair cut? Yeah, that is perfect timing.
Exactly.
Christina
that was
laughing
perfect.
from the
That
other
was
room.
awesome. She took one look at you, Joey, and she lost it. Spasmatized.
Oh, God.
Joey looks like he ran into his barber and handed him a picture of Spock and said, I want this look.
That's called just getting out of the shower and letting it go where it goes.
He does look like
It's-
Spock.
Joey, it's gone nowhere. Joey's got the kindest face for what you know inside is, fuck you, Eric.
Wait till I get to the next time and see what the
Yeah.
I'll bet that looks good in the Grand Am.
Don't be jealous because my hair's flowing.
You driving around in the Grand Am with the T-tops off?
Yeah.
No,
You mean-
Joey doesn't drive
no
a Grand Am.
T-tops and
Joey drives an IROC. He's an Italian retard out cruising.
I haven't driven an IROC since high school.
You had an IROC. You did, so it's true.
Was it a 7.4 liter though?
7.
No. Moving on.
Just like his Grand Am.
Oh, Jesus.
And we got the man
Don't
that
be
makes this all. We got the man that makes this all happen, John Solar 283, who got bumped like 5 minutes before the show starts. So let's kind of hope that don't happen again. Now I'm not sure exactly what would happen. At one time in blog radio,
Oh, I would
it
just
was
come
like
back. I would just.
it was
come
like
back
you
on.
were gone, and yet the show kept going. And so we were like wondering, I wonder if he pressed the button before shit went bad.
I was just talking to my wife about that exact show. It's like he disappeared, passed out or something. He got all the extra money 'cause no one turned the show off.
See,
No,
with-
this one will stay on, and it's set for a lock at 3 hours, and it would just stay on, and then at 3 hours it'll start a countdown.
see, new to the chat room, I see Wade, my big redneck brother, is in the house. We were just chatting just before we came on the show. Sorry, wrong chat.
I think he's on titties. He said. Oop, wrong chat.
Yeah, one of those. Oh, never mind. I thought I was somewhere else. My bad.
That's when you send a text to the wrong person by accident.
And
Sure, it was on accident.
I did send an invite to Johnny Watson, and I did recall after making the comment last week that I sent him an invite that he was going to be, I believe, at his dad's house last weekend. So that was my bad, but I don't know where he is. I haven't heard from him yet today. I'm a wreck, man. I can't go on. Oh, that wasn't about Johnny. I was almost out of beer. Sorry. So, Josh,
Eric,
where the hell have you been?
it's work.
Plain
Home,
simple.
in between.
Well, if you're actually having a life, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
Yeah. And I tell you, lately, YouTube makes it real easy to become disenfranchised. And I've had a lot of people. I've had so many people tell me if it wasn't for the friends that I have made, that it's like I would be gone. I wouldn't even bother. The whole thing is just such a crock of shit. And the repercussions, like the little things that go on, you still deal with the people that are angry at you because they watched my what to look for when purchasing a Mosin Nagant and had to watch 5 to 7 commercials. And it's like, I don't have either of my channels monetized. I don't care. They've so brutally beaten me up and made it to the point where, like one guy, holy shit, I thought you died or something. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I haven't gotten a notification from the eBomi channel in over a year. And it doesn't surprise me. As a matter of fact, I was just making this comment last night when we were talking. They're actually starting to group their notifications in one email now. So I might get a notification for an email from 3 years ago, or from a video 3 years ago. Like, say someone left a comment on the what to look for when purchasing a Mosin. But if you actually open that email and scroll down, it might have 3 comments for today's video, 1 comment left for something else. So it's like, I've been deleting those because it's like, okay, somebody liked your comment. Well, big deal. Okay, someone liked my comment. I hit delete. Well, it turns out that I deleted, people asking a question on, the only way to really do it anymore now is actually to go into your creator studio, like I do with the Brew channel, and I actually bring up and it shows you everything in the order and for the video for which it was left.
Chronological makes such a big difference with that too.
See, I get individual emails for every comment. That has to be something on your settings there, Dick.
I didn't change any settings. It just changed. It changed on its own like a week ago.
Sure you didn't.
Well, what setting do you have that says, hey, can you make all my shit from YouTube show up in one email?
Yeah, it's called the I'm not fucking Ibomi fucking setting.
Getting too drunk fucking with his YouTube settings and gets pissed off when he's sober.
Where's
Fuck with my shit.
Hey, Smile Money, Eric's fixing his YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep upgrading my YouTube channel till it works again.
He made his own intro.
That's what happens when you keep telling YouTube to go fuck. They start fucking with your back.
Okay, Bearded CB says his have switched over to just like what I just described. When Bearded CB, when did that change for you? Recently?
We'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep fixing it. Smile, hang on a second. I gotta go fix this. What's this button do?
Oh, he's gone.
No. Shit.
Oh boy.
Got a comment and 1 email for 5 videos, a week or 2. Yeah, that's about right. We must have been fixing our shit at the same time.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
The pause was great. You've done that on so many of your Brew Channel videos where all of a sudden you just stop. Dead silent.
You read some of the comments that those guys leave, but then I realized you can't pause too long because now you just know it's going to be an hour plus.
Yeah, today is going to be a short video, guys. An hour and 30-minute video of Eric's.
You know how many times has he done that? Where he's like,
so,
no, today is not going to be a long one. It's like
Josh?
pizza upstairs.
Yes.
Are
Eric?
you, I mean, I know you've been back and you've been making some comments here and there again, but are you actually planning on continuing on with any videos? And if the answer to that is yes, you actually didn't ever really have, say, a set criteria that you did for. I've seen everything from weather-related shit, of course, the hot pepper stuff, showing off the gardens, gun stuff. I don't know. You bounce all over the place.
I do. Never ever focus on one specific area. Just cover a little bit of everything, especially just whatever's interesting. Like right now, brewing beer. Just brewed 2 5-gallon batches at once. First time I've done that. It's only like the 8th batch I've done, and it's my favorite IPA. So need to put that information about that out. And I'm still refining the recipe, always tweaking it just a little bit. But yeah, get back to it. Bunch of stuff I want to talk about.
Was that all? Yeah, was that? Joey's about to ask the same question.
Yeah, was that like an actual kit, or did you actually tinker with it yourself?
First one was, and then I'll get some kits. Sometimes I mix them together. Like this past year, I grew my own hops. The dogs destroyed 8 of the hops plants, so I was able to gather 1 ounce pretty much of hops. So I fresh hopped on top of Azacca hops and 3 other hops that I added to this IPA. So it's 5 different types of hops. I added to it also a pound of raw honey, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So I've been messing with putting in the secondary fermenter. When I add more hops to it, I want to do like a mango IPA thing because it sounds cool, but I don't know if I will. But yeah, it's slowly making it better and better. I need to send you a couple bottles of the beer because I think it's about Ebomi approved. No one says they don't like it, so unless they don't like IPAs.
No, I constantly say that on the Brew channel that if someone actually rushed in and stuck that proverbial gun to your head and said, pick a style of beer. I really like dark beers. I really like the imperial stouts because of all that flavor and the alcohol. If you're doing an imperial anything, the benchmark should be 10% or more, which most of them do. Some of them I just kind of laugh when it says this is an imperial IPA 6.0. Like, get out of here. I piss stronger than that. So, yeah, but when you actually stop to seriously think about what you just said, variety is the spice of life. I don't like going out and shooting the exact same gun all the time. So I would probably get bored really fast with the only thing I could have was imperial stouts. So it's like, for me, obviously for me, I like bouncing back and forth between a good IPA, an imperial IPA, or stouts in general, or some really good heavy hitting porters. But then again, anything in a brown ale or a porter that's starting to be 10% and is like dark chocolate and coffee, you're like, how is this? How did they come up with calling this a brown ale or a porter when it is better than some of the stouts that I've had? So yeah, it'd be really interesting. I've seen that thing pop up on Facebook, that big brew. If you want to do your own beer, it's like a big bottle, and it's like a whole kit that all comes in one. And my oldest got me a brew kit, and somebody else sent me a brew kit. I don't know exactly who it was, but my guess would have been NIAP. And I still have both of those sitting down there and not attempted it. I have a bunch of bottle caps and the squisher so you can put them on your bottles yourself, and watching lots of videos. The one thing you learn that you maybe don't think about unless you're into brewing your own beer is how important cleanliness is. Sterilizing everything. Your hands, everything about you. You got to be clean. Because you can screw up a whole batch of beer. 1 gallon batch is bad enough, but if you're doing 5 gallons of beer, you got all that. You spent 2, 3, 4 hours, depending what type of beer you're doing, making your wort, putting in there, getting the yeast in there. If you do some special one-off yeast that you created yourself, or you bought one from like Y Labs, and then you got to wait 4 to 6 weeks. So that's 4 to 6 weeks that you have to fuck something else up in between. And then after like 2 to 4 weeks, you got to transfer that. You don't have to, but it's good to transfer that beer to your tertiary, your secondary fermenter. And when you're doing that, you got to remember to be super clean and have everything sanitized, like with Star San or something. Because if you don't, you made a basic trash, and you don't know if it's good or not until 6 weeks later. What I heard is one of Mario Moses' first batches, he did like 20 gallons, and by accidentally teabagged it. And I guess that
I knew where that was going.
He said it was the best beer he ever had.
Yeah, he really liked it.
Fond memories.
Yeah, nobody else liked it. Something about tasting like balls or something.
Josh, do you when you bottle, do you what's it called? Use like the priming sugar, or do you use the CO2?
Joey, just keep
the only thing I've really messed with.
So you see me come back.
Is of course corn priming sugar. I messed with the rice one, kind of like what Budweiser will do. I didn't like the harshness of the alcohol flavor that came from the rice. I've only messed with rice and corn. I like the corn for the priming, but I haven't messed with anything else. How about you?
No, I just use like the priming sugar. I haven't done the CO2 yet. It's a big difference. So you can instead of waiting an extra 2 weeks, you could basically wait an extra 3 days. And
Yeah,
then you can
exactly.
start drinking it. So you haven't tried kegging or anything like that?
No, just strictly bottles so far, and I've only done individually 5 gallons is the highest I've gone in one single container. I haven't messed with pony kegs or any of that cool stuff.
Yeah, that's the next one.
I didn't know we were gonna have an intergalactic kegger down here.
Yeah, that's a good IPA there, intergalactic.
I have to wait until they come out with a PBR beer kit.
Joey
it's
is
called
They have
Piss in
them.
Your Mouth.
Joey is head nerd. Joey, name that movie.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Huh?
Is that what you're talking about?
No, an intergalactic kegger.
No, we're hosting an intergalactic kegger down here.
Those Men in Black.
MIB. There you go.
Hey, it's about
Joey.
fucking time.
Jim would know
Said
too.
it twice.
Jim's also in charge of all things spatial nerdiness.
Wait a minute, spatial nerdiness. Hold on.
Spatial nerdiness. Yeah.
You mean galactic nerdiness? 'Cause the
Galactic
spatial-
nerdiness, yeah.
The spatial nerdiness might not go over so well.
Hmm.
Did you do a little
Sucks about that, bro.
did you do a little Wookiee straightening behind you, Jim?
Wookiee straightening.
See there on the
Oh,
ground?
yeah.
Jim bagged a Wookiee.
See
See?
the two
Yeah,
legs?
right there.
Oh well, it
Click
looks
on
like
this
he got pissed and picked up that table and slammed it in the head.
Yeah. Jim facial slammed the Wookiee into the TV tray and
The Wookiee got a
Wow.
little too close to the escape hatch window there, and he went, "Really? Boom!
You're not
There you
going
go,
anywhere.
fucker." My Wookiee.
It looks good. Looks
My
good.
Wookiee.
and Jim's gone.
Hey, he's gonna go.
Sadly, his Jim's wide open.
He's gonna go make everything crooked now, and then come back and it's going back. Yeah.
Instead of straightening things up, Jim's gonna go unstraighten shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hint.
Oh God.
He's gonna move one item at a time every time he signs off.
I'm gonna have
Well,
to
it's
see
not like
if I
it,
can.
well, it's,
There you
it's
go,
not
Jim.
like those
I
picture
got Jim
frames.
covered up right there. I won't be able to see it.
It's not like those picture frames, is it? Like that?
Oh,
Look at it.
Joey, you're
Look at
such
the
a
picture frames.
God. How can a guy hang 2 frames and not even get them straight? I can't not figure that shit.
That's because I didn't hang them.
Yeah.
Real Cobra burn up. Mario likes red beer. Mario, I just like free beer.
Oh my God. Dog over here is hotboxing me. Whew. Wow.
Matt, you had some dandelion beer? Ugh.
Oh Jesus Christ! What the hell? He's done the Wookiee's climbing on the bed.
He's messing up the blinds now too.
Oh, he's got. Oh, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Fucking God! Look at that. Oh, geez.
I like it. It's good.
Oh, look at the blinds! Look at the blinds!
Shut up, Joey. Fucking wackadoo. God, I can't. I have to make
Look at the
Jim's
fold.
picture
Wait, the fold. The
smaller.
one
I
piece
can't
that
make
So,
falls right in the other one.
So Jim turned his camera off, and when we come back, all things anti-John Solar have appeared.
Yeah.
Crooked blinds. The Wookiee is
You
staged.
forgot to change the sign. There you go.
No, yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah.
There's
Oh,
the
yeah.
sign.
I carry
Forgot
a gun
about
because
the
it's
sign.
fucking crooked. There we go.
The bumper sticker. The bumper sticker
Wow.
is crooked.
Oh God, it's back.
Yep, it's on.
My
Wait,
fucking
what about
life
that
sucks.
Firefly box? That looks straight still.
Oh, and
Oh,
Matt,
wow.
back to Matt. Matt, you actually are bringing cold chills through my liver right now. My grandmother, who, God rest her soul, Grandma, I love you, but
Uh-oh.
my grandma comes from the Depression era. You know, you go from either not having anything to thinking you have to put 72 things into soup, or she wasn't a good cook, I hate to say. But one of the things that she used to make was dandelion wine, and she
Yep.
was so proud of it. And at Thanksgiving, the bottle would go around and everybody would take some. And it's like the first year I think she must have ever made it. everybody's like, alcohol, pour a big glass.
Sounds good.
After having it the first year, when that bottle went around the second year, it was just like, oh, I got to drive. You know,
Yeah, my parents and my grandparents made dandelion wine every year.
oh God, it was terrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Just as bad as dandelion wine sounds, huh? Bitter.
Oh yeah.
Joshua Doss has joined us.
So let's see, anybody? I think Mario, the Rookover Burnout, Matt Davis, the latest, and of course now Josh has jumped into the into the chat room.
Wow, what a great way to greet your people there. Oh yeah, he dumped in here.
He dumped in.
Yeah.
Dumping everywhere.
I have to try to pay more attention to the chat room because the last few weeks, you guys have, I guess to describe it as interesting is an understatement.
Oh, yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Just go off of the chat room.
It's been funny.
With dandelion beer, you blow off the head and make a wish. Nice, Cobra.
Well played, Cobra. Boom.
Oh, but yeah, that was. Gosh, she made something else, and I don't remember what. Oh, beet wine, dandelion wine, and beet wine.
Joey, I gotta ask: is that a stormtrooper blow-up doll behind you? Is that why you got your face next to its crotch?
That's exactly.
It's literally right next to your face. You got its crotch on your face. Is that a full-size stormtrooper?
Yeah, it's a 3-foot
Well, it's Joey and Jerry sized.
Yeah,
Joe Jerry size.
it's a little bit bigger than Jerry and a little bit smaller than Joey.
And all of a sudden, he just starts playing with it. I mean, what the hell?
Now the stormtrooper's head is in Joey's lap.
Boy, if I had a 3-foot stormtrooper, I'd play with it too.
Joey's face is now in his crotch again. Okay, let's stop that.
Okay, Joey, remember how you say, why do I always put the show doesn't start off until you go gay? There you are, right there. There you just went gay. The show's officially off and running.
Wow.
Cobra, it's too late. He has already shown us his stormtrooper's blaster.
Yeah. Magic
Probably
Joey.
not the one that you're asking about, but let's just say we've already seen more than enough.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's courtesy of my brother-in-law for my 6-year-old son.
Well, why doesn't your 6-year-old son have it?
It's just a little weird.
That is a little strange. I mean, it's
He's
for
in
my
bed,
6-year-old.
that's why.
But I keep it behind my head on the couch. I mean, what?
Easy access.
Yeah.
Gun in arm's reach. Stormtrooper in arm's reach. Everything's good.
See, you people carry a gun on your side, I have to carry a stormtrooper.
That's still illegal where you are, Joey.
Yeah, it is.
And if it's not totally illegal, it is 100% gay as fuck.
Never go to a
But you
never go to a
love it.
psychiatrist, really, because you'll never leave. They'll get you in there
Yeah.
and go, what the
I'd almost be willing to pay for the first session to see Joey walk into the doctor's office with the stormtrooper in tow.
And what's your problem? Nothing.
And then we kept referring to the stormtrooper during the conversation.
You can just hear him. They make fun of me. Sit down. Let's talk about that. Oh, there goes Joey in a white coat. There he is. He's gone. Off to the funny part. He'd never leave either, boy. They just lock your ass up.
Yeah, says you.
And Mike, I'm married. I already know everything is my fault.
Oh, no comment.
So your guys' midterm elections you had this year? Well, everybody had? Here in my little tiny town, we've only got about 25 to 27,000 people. In the early voting, a week before, 5 days before it opened up for normal voting, 30% of registered voters turned out to vote. 30%.
Really?
How many counties have even that much altogether through any election cycle?
Well, this election cycle, it was actually higher than the last presidential election.
I know. This set a record for numbers of dead voters.
Yeah, that's true. Lots of dead voters.
Oh,
It's an important
Jesus.
vote. Even the dead came out.
I mean, they were dying to vote.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a lot of really weird stuff that went down. I haven't even done any research on the weird stuff.
I mean, magic vote boxes. Oh wow! You know what? We're
They're
losing.
magically appear.
You know what? Did anybody count those boxes? No. Oh, let's count those. Oh my God! They're full of Democrat. Okay, all right, we won.
We'll see how that goes.
Interesting.
See, that's the part of this that I think is such a crock of shit. Is like all of a sudden they demand all these these revotes, and how is it that 100% of all these extra votes that they found were all for the Democrat in the race, and not like say what they should be, like a 50-50, or at least equal to the percentage of whatever's going on. In that, it's like, okay, if you have a Republican that's up, let's just say 20%. So you got the loser at 40%, the winner at 60%, and they find a whole box or bag full of ballots, and it all leans in one direction. Then
that's 120%.
Fuzzy math. That's Common Core math right there.
That's right.
That is.
And how expensive is just one recount, let alone 2 or 3 recounts some of these places do? It's got to be expensive.
Depends on
Well,
what
hell,
your
half
source
to
is paying.
be honest, in most of the big cities, the second recount didn't even get finished because they couldn't do it in time. Hell, they were running so many votes through the machines that they fucking overheated in my county and a couple of others.
The Soros machine.
And they still didn't win. So fuck them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, isn't that?
It was just a test run for 2020 to get Trump out of office.
That's exactly what it is. Because he pissed off a lot of people playing the game just right. He knew it wasn't about the popular vote. It was about getting electoral colleges. So it didn't matter if she won by a landslide on popular vote. It didn't matter. She didn't play the game right.
Well, if these recounts and now all this, everything I'm seeing on all the things I follow, they're here in Florida, just for example, they have found hundreds of thousands of votes are illegal or dead or, et cetera, et cetera. So they're hopefully cleaning all this shit up. But voter fraud is rampant in this country, period. End of story.
Always has been, and it always will be. You'll never get rid of all that voter fraud.
And they love to say, no, it's not. Oh, it is not. It's very small.
Well, and that's why we have the electoral college. And I don't give a shit what they say. Hillary didn't win that fucking popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
No, she did not.
No.
And that wasn't just a victory. That was a fucking landslide.
I mean, who can
He got
actually
over
look at the map?
300.
Who can actually look at the map and go, now there may be some big cities that have huge populations, but I mean, look at America as a whole. America did not want you in there, woman. They did not. They wanted nothing to do with you.
She had ignored the whole middle of the country, the flyover states that she viewed didn't really matter, and that screwed her.
Well, she's a Clinton. She doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Why am I not at 65%?
Look at that, talking smack.
And now in the process of planning on running again. Good luck.
Oh, that's good. That's gonna be.
No, actually, everything I've seen, she's not going to run again. Biden right now is the number one Democrat. Which, that's fine. Bring old Ramblin' Joe up there against Trump. That'll be funny as shit.
But I wonder who they're going to throw up there in 2024. Is it going to be Chelsea? Are they going to prep Chelsea for another?
If she runs for a congressional seat in 2020, you can bet your ass.
That's what I'm figuring they're going to do. Is they're going to try to put her in there and run her in 2024.
Either her or fucking Michelle.
Especially if you start seeing them on a lot of the circuits, going to all the talk shows and radio shows, they're going to be making a bid for something.
Well, Mucella, I think, will run here soon.
Oh, my God.
The only
How about you, Joey? When are you going to start running for office?
Yeah, because you got to go up against Cortez, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You know, with the 3 branches of fucking of Congress.
Yeah, the presidency. Yeah.
Good luck running against Cortez, regardless of what his background is, because he's
Right.
going to have the Latino Hispanic vote. And good luck at all those barrios voting for him.
Sick.
And that's dead air.
Yeah.
He's speechless.
How? What can you possibly say? They fucking voted this dumb twat into office so she can live there or whatever the fuck it is. It's.
Well, after a
Just
few
by
weeks,
listening to what she says and what like some of the shit that I see people repost on Twitter that she's saying, it's just it's impossible that people actually voted for her and she actually won. People really are that stupid in the state, especially in the 5 boroughs.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, she played to the heartstrings of all of her little freaking.
She played it smart. She played the game really well.
well, look at here in Minnesota. Please explain that we just hired a goat stroker towel head to represent us. Who I haven't really seen anything disputing that she supposedly married her brother to get into the United States and then supposedly divorced him or blah blah blah, and then she's all pissed off because she wanted to be able to be sworn in with the head wrap on.
Well, you know, there is a law from I can't remember the year, that says that Muslims cannot hold office in this country, but nobody wants to fucking enforce it.
I was like,
I would. Yeah, I don't. I personally, I don't understand. I mean, I guess you look at our map, and you know, if we'd be right here with the rest of you true-blooded Americans if you just nuked Minneapolis and St. Paul and a couple small locations up on the Iron Range, because it's all DFL. You know, it's like I'm still part of one of the biggest unions, and if I was to follow what they want us to do, it's like the last team of people that were at my house. You know, it's like I see him wearing a DFL, and she starts to open her mouth, and I just went, whoa, 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 whoa. Try to imagine how little I care. I will never, ever vote for a Democrat. You are the reason that our country, if it was a ship, is steered in the completely the wrong direction. Now get off of my stairs. Thank you, sir. You have a good day. Said, yeah, I will, because I'm an American. You just continue doing your liberal shit.
DFL. What does that one stand for?
Shit, I don't even know.
dumb fucking liberals.
Dick face.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
That's what my brother-in-law says all the time. That's why I wasn't able to answer that. DFL, dumb fucking liberal. It's a Democrat Farm and Labor is what it actually stands for. But yeah, dumb fucking liberal is a lot more of an honest answer. Yeah, Cobra, you know, if you were to actually look at the fine print on Sharia law, I doubt it, because first of all, are they even allowed in public with their face uncovered?
No, not if they follow their Sharia law in the the Quran to the T. But just like if Christians or anyone else follows their book to the T, it'd be kind of a scary ass place. You'd be able to stone your neighbor if he grew 2 different things in his yard, or if he's wearing 2 different types of fabric. But yeah, technically by Sharia law, a woman isn't allowed to hold office or even show her face, or they could be stoned to death. It's always by death, by death, by death.
Yeah, see, right now I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hypothetically speaking.
I didn't think you'd have a problem with that.
I mean, then of course, then we'd have to make rocks illegal because it wouldn't be the person throwing the rocks; it would be the rocks themselves that are potentially the most evil thing on the planet.
Then if you got caught carrying a rock on a plane, ooh, or some beach sand stuck in your shoe, that'd be bad.
Shit.
I wonder what would happen. You get stopped by TSA and you have a rock in your pocket, and you just say, "That's a Muslim self-defense item."
It's my pet rock.
I can tell you what happens when you have 25 3-inch nails. I'm good at that one.
What were you doing with 25 3-inch nails?
I up here in my studio, okay, there's a closet right here where I also have the gun safe, and I had that all closed off, but there was a piece of suitcase from one of my trips just sitting off here to the side, and we were fixing the roof right out those two windows right there. And my oldest, who was lazy as shit, saw right here on the floor there was one of my suitcases was sitting right there, and he's handing the nails back, and he just throws the nails. They roll underneath. There's a little flap in there. They roll underneath. Long story short, it got put away. My wife packed it up once so I could track off to California. And boy, I'll tell you what. They're like, "Can you come over here?" And they're like, "So what are these for?" I'm like, looking, going, "I don't even know what the hell that is." And they start pulling them out. I'm going, "Oh shit." That was a long time ago, and I tried to explain the story. And they were like, "Just hang on a minute." And then someone came back and looked at him. I don't know how many people need to look at a nail. I just don't know. They weren't like special tactical nails or anything like that at all. They were just
tactical nails,
roofing nails. That was it. And
they're OD green.
Finally, he gives me this stupid comment of like, "You can't take them on the plane with you if you want to send them back home." Or I said, "Just throw them away." I don't want them. I really don't want them.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Your cryptic Highlander nails are not acceptable by TSA.
Yes. Bearded CB John got a long search that day. Yeah, it was not a very happy day for me.
Can you come with us, please?
They didn't catch me with a marlin spike. It's this like a big crochet needle for sails. It's like 3 to 4 inches long, stainless steel. You're able to put twine through the back end of it, basically. And I had it on me, and it didn't pick up. They didn't catch it, and I didn't even realize it till I got back home. And I was going through all my stuff, checking everything. I was like, "Oh shit! How did they miss that? Yeah. They should not have missed it."
Holy moly!
But I had it in there for years, and I had never even looked at it in years. Forgot all about it.
Yeah, it was just one of those random dumb things that happen. And then you're like standing there in front of TSA going, "I don't know. What are they?" And you're like looking at you, "Oh shit. How'd those get in there?" "Oh no, I don't want those."
like having live rounds in your fucking carry-on bag when you're going through Duluth International Airport coming home.
Oh shit.
Oops.
Or your pocket.
Or your pocket, yeah.
When I was in Nazi land,
that would not be good.
I swear I checked everything 1,000 times because I had remembered Jim. I think Josh, Urban Armed, also had some kind of an experience like that also. And I'm just like, I'm at Ray's house. I went through everything. I didn't find a single thing. I was all good to go. Now I'm literally the next guy in line. TSA agent at the podium looks straight at me, does a little 2-finger wave for me to come over. And I don't know why, but I put my hands in my pocket and my left hand wrapped around a live 9mm round, and my heart went toot 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 toot. And I was like, "Oh God, I wonder how many fingers they'll have in my ass." This was going to be great. The guy looks down at the clipboard. I look around and nobody's watching me, and I threw it over my shoulder. I heard it bounce off the wall, and it went into a garbage can.
Oh, what a shot.
Kobe.
And I was like, I walk up there, and he's just like, it's like, "You got to take your shoes off." And I had to put my phone and everything on the conveyor. And after hearing some of the stories of the I opt out part, I just did the stupid fucking scanner thing. I didn't feel like with some of the horror stories that Jerry had told me about. Oh, you're a tough guy. You don't want to get in the machine. I know what. It's like, no, just go ahead and scan me on that. As long as I don't smell bacon when I'm getting out of the machine, I'm okay with that. But yeah, that was a true story. And I tell you, being where I was in Illinois, the last thing I wanted is to have a life. It's like I checked everything. And it was in my pocket. I don't even know how I don't know.
What kills me is you threw it. Now, how they didn't hear or see you do that is beyond me.
What would have been funny.
No one
Don't
caught
you
it
think
on
that
video.
would have been worse?
Yes.
If you'd have got caught, that would be worse.
You throw it, it bounces off the wall, it lands on the ground. A cop walks over, picks it up, and goes, "Whoa,
Back in.
back up."
I think this search is going to be a little more intensive now.
Yeah.
Even
he's like,
worse, when he threw it, it hits the wall just right and it ignites the primer off somehow. You had like a really weak primer going off at an airport.
Oh yeah, that.
You'd be on CNN getting beat down and tased.
Get out. Oh my
Shit,
God.
they'd have just shot your ass.
Yeah.
I know I contemplated just walking over to the garbage can to throw it out, but the guy was already like all impatient with me because he had motioned me over. I reach in my pocket and I was having the shit moment when he gave me another one like, asshole, over here next in line. Your plane's going to leave soon. And it was like, oh my God. And of course I was the last person in that line. And that's why there was like nobody behind me. It was like a good 25 or 30 feet to where the gate or the chain link, that security fence that they pull down at night was. And beyond that, it was just like the hallway where everybody was walking. I look over and nobody's looking at me. I try to do a scan to see if there's any cameras and anything. I didn't see anything. And I just basically threw it up and over my shoulder in the direction of the garbage can that I saw back there. And I heard bink off the wall and chink as it went into the can. And I was just like, please God, nobody had seen that. And I just walked up and that's when he's like, yeah, empty your pocket, leave your phone and blah, blah, blah. And, yes, sir.
Have you seen those? They got amnesty boxes in a lot of the major airports where weed is legal now. So if you're leaving a city where weed is legal and you're landing somewhere where it's not, you can throw your weed into these boxes.
Yeah,
and they're
like
supposed to have someone
that's
come
what-
collect it every day.
Yeah,
And you
right.
just think of all the skinny
Yeah,
people
that
trying to get
guy.
their arms in there,
Right.
trying to fish something out because
And
they're
there's-
landing in that city.
Yeah, and there's no camera either, I'm sure. Joey's
No, no
neck of
camera.
the woods there, they're horrible. I heard two horror stories where someone had checked a weapon onto a plane, and
Yep,
they're
and
not.
They landed, and they weren't supposed to land in New
That's
York.
right.
They did, and the guy got arrested for having it and having it on the plane.
Dude, this
In
one
a-
of those where
in a-
people
yeah,
just
in a
transferred
container.
planes.
And it was legal while he was in the air. Everything was fine. But all of a
That's
sudden,
ridiculous.
the plane touches down. It's like, oh no, you're a felon, asshole. You were a felon.
Yeah, you know what they get him with also too? The fucking magazine count.
Yep.
But there's no. It might an empty magazine count, and that's even
Yep.
worse.
Nope.
Eric landing with his FN.
That's a life set. That's just life.
Yep.
Come here, pretty boy.
See you
The
guys
judge
later.
is just gonna look at Eric and go, "Okay, listen, you're just say over, and head that way."
Yep.
What was it? They just had somebody just got nabbed in the airport. It was about a week ago because of that. They
Well,
brought
the one
it in.
the one I saw, the guy, the guy got, they landed the plane for some sort of difficulty, whatever. They're not supposed to unload the luggage,
Nope.
and apparently they unloaded the luggage, and they had the guy come and claim his luggage, and he was thinking he wasn't even processing. He's like, yeah, it's got to have my stuff there. So yeah, they're gonna have me come claim my luggage. They already knew it was on it. He walked right up there, and they arrested him right on the spot. That's it. They didn't give a shit. Come get your luggage. All right, now you're under arrest. Apparently, it has to do with possession. Apparently, it has to do with when he takes possession of it, he now is in possession of an illegal firearm in the state of New York.
Yeah, they get him because it's, like you said, an illegal firearm because he doesn't have a permit for it. Then they get him on the magazines, and it's just a whole bunch. It's
Yeah,
And all the
retarded.
transporting into New. There's just you just sit there and you're laughing. Go, this is not possible. Come on, you cannot get this done. But apparently, oh yeah, every court in New York we're on board.
I just don't know how in the United States of America that shit can even stick. Specifically, if in a situation where, I mean, how do you just not walk away by saying, this wasn't even supposed to be a destination for me.
Well, yeah,
I want to sue your ass for sending me here.
That's the part I didn't get at all. It's like there was an engine problem, or whatever, and as soon as that plane lands, you don't have to unload everyone's luggage. You don't have to do that. But they get the manifest, they get the stuff and all that stuff, and there's an alert. Obviously, I don't know how it's done because I'm not a plane person, or I don't know. But they know there's a firearm on board. They know that it's been checked in. So they know, and that's it. They unloaded it. The guy came to claim his bag. As soon as he did, bam, under arrest. It's just a mess. I can't believe that. Like Eric said, I just can't believe they're allowed to do that kind of shit. You talk about setting somebody up. That was set.
Yep. Didn't that happen with Nihop when he came? When he went to, was it one of the Shooter-Paloozas? He was telling us that after he checked it in, the TSA actually came up to him and asked him to seize his permit to make sure the gun was on his license.
Oh yeah, because that was one thing I remember Phil showing me that you have. I mean, there's no law that states like if you have a conceal and carry there that you can't carry everything everything in your collection, but it has to be on that card, and if it's not on that card, it's the same as illegal as it gets.
Is it just make and model, or is it down to the serial number that's on your card?
Down to the serial number, model, caliber.
Wow.
It'll give you the the manufacturer, the model, caliber, serial number.
That's some crazy loops you got to jump through.
Oh yeah, it's just insanity. Some of that stuff is just nuts.
Then again, welcome to not America.
Yeah.
And yet Joey can look around at all of the dumb motherfuckers that just keep voting these pieces of shit in place. And I've said this in a brewery review, and I'll say it again. How is a logical, free-thinking human being on board with what is the Democratic Party?
Immature and ignorant.
I mean, I realize that this group, you guys, my friends, everybody listening, just shakes your head and says, I don't even see how this is even possible. This doesn't even, I mean, shit, this doesn't even sound like Russia, for God's sakes. It sounds like some bullshit made up thing. But yet, how, I meet, like I've made the comment before, one of my oldest friends here in town is as liberal as liberal gets. If Barack Obama took a shit and Barack Obama declared that shit was going to run for office, this fucker would vote for that pile of shit because he's a Democrat. And yet, it's like, hey, I'll call him out. If Tom, if you're listening, you're a dumb fuck. You're like me. You love guns. You love your gun collection. But I don't know how you sign up and get on board with what is the Democratic Party. They don't believe in freedom. They believe in manipulation. They want to be in control, and they want you subordinate. They want you on your knees. We do not want to be on our knees, and we want people that believe in this country and what our founding fathers and the men and women in our military and most of my friends here in this chat all were willing to do for this country. Like I said, no stolen valor here. I was never in the military. I never had the opportunity. I guess to me, honestly, I never thought about it. If something would have happened and we would have had to go in, I wouldn't have run to Canada. I would have served my country. It was just never, I never thought about it.
Well, that's not important. That's not the only way to do that. What you're doing on your channel with this show, John Solar and everyone else that's here all the time, but with you specifically, you were the catalyst for all this. What you're doing here is a service, even though you're not getting out to millions of people. Sure, you didn't spend 3 years in the military doing KP duty, kitchen duty, peeling potatoes and digging holes and burning barrels of shit, but you're still a service to everybody here. What you're doing, you're getting everyone's voices heard that are somewhat like-minded. Even people who don't agree with you, you're putting out videos on this information, on your brew reviews. A lot of people are duped thinking it's just about beer when they realize it's an hour. No, it's not just about beer. That's just part of it. That's just the hook. That's the clickbait.
I don't even know anything about beer.
No, you don't.
Tardisius has twice now has had to send me books just so I think I get the names right.
You do butcher names. It's like you forget the English language sometimes. It's funny though.
And you know, and part of what you're saying, Josh, unfortunately, is very true because that channel, the Brew channel, actually only got started because of Ben Carfire. Ben, you know, he's like, you know, we both like beer. And it's like, okay, to be honest, when we started B&E, Ben and Eric Brew Reviews, the only reason he wanted to do some serious brew reviews, and it's like, you know, you're kind of asking the wrong person. I am who I am. I'm not going to stand up there and become what we see. A lot of YouTube channels that you see, and that's the one thing I'm very proud of. So many of you guys that I call my friends and my family, if you actually get to meet us and be with us in person, you realize we're the same goof-off fuck-ups that we are on our channel. I mean, it's like, I've seen so many of these channels start up, and it's just like, you know, I've actually, Josh, you probably, Jim, Joey, John, you probably seen this. You watch a video and go, wow, man, the camera, that's got to be like a $5,000 camera. There's lighting, sound equipment. The video editing is just like Hollywood caliber. And then you go click on their channel and realize this is like the second or the third video they've ever done. And it's just like, holy cow. And like everything just seems so scripted and just so dry. So just non-human. And
even if it's their 1000th video, it sounds like they're just reading a beer label. Or they went to Beer Advocate and they're just regurgitating the same thing. They're not saying how they really feel about it.
And for me, you know, that's not who I am. But it's like Ben's like, okay, you know, we'll both have the username and password. We'll both upload stuff. Okay, you know, and like if you go all the way back to like the dawn of time on the Brew channel, Ben tried to be fairly professional, and I think it was because maybe there wasn't a million views right away. And then, like, by the third or the fourth freaking video that he was trying to find girls that were willing to wear as little clothing as possible. Well, he sat and drank the beer and described it.
Right, I was gonna say, I remember like one of the first or third or whatever video.
Third, I think.
He was like drunk as fuck going. I'm like, wow, dude.
This beer is, yeah.
So, you know, it's like, okay, so I got on board with that, and then it kind of went south with him, and I changed the username and password, and B&E Brew Reviews was just now a name, which at least it's by design was more professional than the Ebomi channel. I mean, the Ebomi channel was only created so I could save videos. If I wanted to learn how to take something apart and come back and find that video again, I needed to have an account. That's the only... So it's like, they'll still to this date, what does Ebomi mean? It's like, it's not Ebomi. It's ebony. I really like black chicks. Okay? That's what it's truly all about. But no, and it's just like, I am who I am. And to be totally honest, you know, I actually get more views in 24 hours on the Brew channel than I do on anything on the Ebomi channel, which is what I think is funny, because I'm assuming that anybody that follows the Brew channel is my friend on the Ebomi channel, but either they don't care or that's not the case. But the Brew channel, I probably said this, but that channel is honestly more in a way about me and that time each day that I actually just spend having like that, you know, it's kind of like alone time, but with the entire world. I don't know how to describe it, but it's that. But then what made it very special to me is the feedback and the camaraderie and the ball busting that then took on in the comments. And I will throw it out there because I have deleted from my life several people over the years. It's one thing when you think it's funny and you're doing some ball busting. It's another thing when you just throw out shit that just to me isn't funny. And I'm sorry, if I don't find it to be humorous in a tasteful way, you are just simply gone. The First Amendment doesn't exist on either of my channels in that sense. You know, it's like John will know who I'm talking about going back, a year ago now. We had one person that I personally think maybe stopped taking his medication, and what was humorous ball busting turned into like an endless slam on anything in the previous video. And at that point, I just finally had to delete that person from my life, from the channel. And recently it has happened again. And it kind of sucks because it's someone that I would honestly say, you know, was an old friend, but I'm sorry, the shit isn't fucking funny anymore. And I don't care what your little problem is. Maybe you stop taking your medication too, but you're gone. And I don't even allow the shit to even pop up on the channel anymore because it's complete. I want to be able to read those comments and either answer a legitimate question or fucking bust up laughing because it's funny ass shit daily. I don't want to go over there and start grinding my teeth and go, okay, that just took a little win right out of the sales. So I don't have to. I'm sorry, but that channel was originally like a venue for me to like have that time each day, and then you guys added to it and made it more special than I ever thought it would be. I mean, seriously.
I miss half-ass trying to teach you how to say coriander.
Yeah, was it? What was I even doing wrong that he always had to say there?
Coriander. I'm getting coriander. He's dead serious, dead freaking serious. He's like, I'm getting. Yeah, see that? I don't like. I'm getting that coriander. You'd see, core, e, and der.
There's no L in coriander.
I love that. And then all of a sudden, one day Eric goes, coriander. I'm like, shit, it's over. Got it right. Damn it.
Well, you know, Johnny Concho threw down the gauntlet and added back to the coriander fund by sending me a goddamn instead of the big ass gold chains, I got the necklace and the vial hanging from it. So in case, you know, like with my hot sauce, if I'm ever somewhere and I actually have to have it, I can just open it up and spice up my food. Thanks, Johnny.
BDCB's helping you out now too.
Well, I'm asking Small. I need to ask Small Money. What do I think's funny? I'm lost. I have no idea. I'm seriously lost.
Maybe it's just a rhetorical question because we're all lost.
Yeah.
It could be something answered from way back and the comments started going through. That's happened to me before. The comments start flying. I answer it, and then it's like, oh, great, now I'm the idiot. Okay, everyone's just going, what the hell does that mean?
Johnny, you and your wife someday. Of course, you've got a lot easier time of this, except for you'll be coming in the direction that is not as much fun or as warm.
Small money.
Small Money.
Eric fixes
Now I know what he's talking about.
Oh, I see. So when I show a product sponsored by, like, say, Strike Industries, you don't want to even think about that because, you know, if we put that in the gun may not work as well as it did before I fixed it.
No, it doesn't work.
Speaking of product placement, what about Mill Spin?
Oh my God! Why do you do that, you son of a?
let's hope that you aren't reprogramming my brain. Yeah, okay, so
that's why he's doing it.
Yeah,
that is
that's why he's
exactly
doing
why
it.
he's doing
Mill spin, mill spin, mill spin. Say it 3 times and you'll...
Here, hold on, Eric.
Brain.
I'll put it right here in front of the camera. You can see it.
Thank you. Millspin.com.
Meatspin.com.
Well, if you are a friend of mine, I posted this stuff up on Disgrace Book. I did get the back plates in, the Glock. I'm sorry, Jolson. Someday they'll make one for a real gun. Unfortunately, due to your endless humor, you'll never see that part again. Jim threw it in a chipper shredder. So,
No, actually, Jim was supposed to get that out. Hopefully, that'll go out tomorrow. And Eric's box will not go out until next week because it's huge.
that's good. So, Millspin, Dana, who like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I think he's the owner, operator, veteran owned. I approached them and just said, hey, I'm just, I'm going to buy them either way. So you kind of already tilt your cards, but I just want you to know about my friend Ed. Ed was probably one of my best friends. And if not, he was definitely a brother to everybody that I'm looking at right now and you guys in the chat room. And I gave a little history to Dana about Ed and said, hashtag be like Ed. It's just, and once again, I know Cobra doesn't honestly care, but it means a lot to me when the Real Cobra Burnout did the video and he just threw that in there nonchalant, not even thinking about what he had just created. He said, hashtag be like Ed. Because if you knew who Ed was and how Ed treated other people and how, he's not here to say yes or no that this never happened, but I've seen Ed pretty pissed off about some things. I mean, for Ed, yes. It's one thing when you see Jim, smash his table in half, fuck a Wookiee in the ass, and go get himself another glass of whiskey. That's pissed. But when Ed is agitated, that's about as mad as you'd ever going to get Ed. And he still comes out of it and always does. If somebody pissed you off, you just think about this for a moment. Somebody does you harm, does you wrong, does anything, how you would respond. And Ed would downshift into forgiveness faster than anybody that I knew. And so when Cobra just says, hashtag be like Ed, I was like, I'm sitting here watching this video for the first time, almost like I grabbed my phone and I told Cobra right then and there, oh my God, you have just created what is the emotional heartstring bumper sticker hashtag sentence for Ed. And I said, I will always give him the credit for it.
Yep, absolutely.
And Jim's, we're all now having shit made for us. Rail covers. I gotta still get with Christopher, and if Christopher can't get a better price for us, we'll just go with John. I know John doesn't want to step on Christopher's feet, but I'm sorry, it's about money, and $6 for a dog tag seems a little steep. But we're now getting stuff made for us, the back plates and all this. So I explained all this to Dana, and I just said, hey, I'll buy these. It's not a problem, but I'm just wondering, you're a veteran-owned company. Ed was a veteran. And he was a very special man. You can just go start watching some of these videos and you can find out what he was all about. And he immediately emailed me back with this long, nice, just not, okay, I'll send you the damn parts. A long thing about how, it sounds like a cool guy and people like this are 1 in a million. And man, I'd be honored. He said he would be honored to make the 3 backplates that I asked for. And he did. And of course, you guys know, he created a special hashtag be like Ed code giving me $120 free reign to go over and have those made. And somebody went in and used the hashtag be like Ed and bought 2 backplates. Dude, you could have got yourself 1 more if you would have known what you had in your hands. So, yes. So he made them. He sent them. I felt bad about that that somebody else by accidentally jumped on that code. I didn't want him to think that I like had given it away or something. But he's just like, it didn't go to you. I mean, he obviously knows who they went to. He wouldn't tell me who it was. They didn't actually buy #BeLikeEd. They bought some stock Glock backplates, but they used the code that
they put the code. They put it in the code box instead of in the what they wanted the engraving box to be. How much you want to bet they get those 2 backplates? They go, these fuckers ain't engraved.
It could be. Could have been, could have been anything. They could have watched one of our videos and thought that was the code. So, I don't know. But the plates came today, and this is what we're going to do. Jim has the first option. Chris said she wanted to go last. So, if we get something in place, because I do want to put up a video letting people know that on my show, I'm going to give one of these away. And if Jim does too, like sooner than the promo. But Jim picked a plate, which is basically the plate that Jim got. And Jim, I really love that. I bought that one for myself as kind of sorry about the other ones. So I bought the brass plate.
No, I got this stainless with the black. So it's silver and black.
Oh, see, I got the brass one that was Cerakoted black. So
is that what you got?
#BeLikeEd is in gold.
Gold. Oh, okay, I like the silver.
No, silver would be cool too. And so I got the black, the Cerakoted black and brass for Jim that he'll be giving away. I got another stainless steel, just like the one that I put in my G20 race gun. And then, surprise, surprise, Christine wanted the titanium one. So it was kind of like the cheapest one, believe it or not, was the stainless steel. Then the next one was a couple dollars more, and that was what Jim asked for. Then it was like $6 above the one that Jim asked for to get the titanium one. It is pretty cool, though. It probably looked really good on a silver slide, but we're each going to be giving them away in different ways. Jim can think of a way on what he wants to do. I've already thought about sort of what I want to do on my show, but if we do this, potentially, Jim, it's ready to go. If you want to give that away on Wednesday on your show, Then next Friday I will do some kind of a giveaway, and I'll give away. So on Wednesday, Jim will be giving away the brass one that's been black Cerakoted. So when they engraved it, BeLikeEd is in gold.
I'm looking at your post, and that's the same one I have. It's stainless with the brass, or with the. Is that, I can't tell. Is that brass underneath the Cerakote?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to zoom in on it. Okay. Yeah, I see it. It is brass. It does have a gold little hint to it. Cool. Yes. Very much.
So that's the one that you'll be giving away. And then on my show, I've got the all stainless one. And just a hint, what gives you the option is you could color fill. Right now, all I did is I colored it in with a black Sharpie, laid it flat on the table, and smeared it off so that only the letters stayed behind. I just kind of wanted to see how that looked, because I might get some black fingernail polish and try to make it more permanent. Because right now, I could probably one little shot of degreaser and it's going to come right out of there. And then on Christine's show next Saturday, she'll be doing the titanium one. So if you have a Glock and you would like to remember Ed forever on the back of your Glock, that's with a G, you sick fuckers. Each of us have one of these plates, and over the black bullshit holiday or sales, they do have some really good discounts over at Millspin. And before it's also over, I also quickly want to throw out there, because I've made the comment before. My friend Dave was El Tenda's boss. DRG Manufacturing. They just recently kind of changed their name again. I went to go buy 2 of their nitrate bolt carriers, one of which was going to go in that A1 build that we are doing to raise money for Jules that Stalker Steve purchased. And I told Dave, I said, "Hey man, thanks for the good deal." And he's just like, "Make sure you let everybody know, man. We're really trying to give everybody the best deal that we can until Monday." So, Joey, if you could put that link in there too, I'd appreciate it, into the chat room. So I told Dave that I was about to get my ass off the couch and go over to the computer and order 2 bolt carriers, one of which was for, and I told him exactly what we're doing for Ed's wife, Ed's family. And Dave said, "Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you make your order and go ahead and use those 2 for whatever you would like to do, and I'll throw a third one in the box for you, and I would like to contribute to helping Ed's family." And I was like, okay. So a big thank you to both Millspin, Joey, and Dave, the owner of DR Guns or DRG Manufacturing now. They are
you guys.
They are also the same company that is sponsoring the woman's build and provided us with that awesome 3D billet receiver set that the woman's build is based on. And right now that's at Florida Customs getting beautified. And a big shout out to Florida Customs. You have anything you need done, tell you. And I'm not just saying this because Jim is sitting here and he's a force with the company. Every single time, Jim, you guys have done a project over the last few years, it seems like the game keeps getting stepped up down there, and the intensity level.
Yeah, that's all on Dave and Sandy. Dave's really come a long way with what he does down there. Speaking of be like Ed sent his 308 down there, AR, and Dave, he just said, "Look, I just want Air Force colors on it." And Dave really, he didn't give him any direction, just said Air Force colors. So we ordered the Air Force colors kit, and Dave just went to town, even did custom muzzle brake, custom ejection port cover with Ed's logos and stuff on them, in the Air Force logos and things like that on the lower. And it was just a phenomenal job.
Yeah, the Air Force logo kind of ghosted on that Huber Concept brake was fucking awesome. Yeah.
No, he did. They even put on the front of that Uber brake, "Wait for the flash" or something like that. That was fucking awesome.
That proverbial smile and wait for the flash.
Yeah.
And yes, Bearded CB, I know he said that he went and bought 2, but yes, 2 of the DRG Manufacturing. I'm sorry, it's kind of like stuck in my head as DR Guns, but
no, DR Guns is not DRG.
Yeah, see, I think that's why if you do a search for DR Guns, you will not come up with the right company.
Did I put the wrong link in, or is that the right one?
No, it's the right one. I just went to it, took you right to the site.
Yeah, Joey's link is correct. 2 nitrate bolt carrier groups, complete bolt carrier groups for $100, free shipping. My total was $100, period, for both of them.
That's a really good deal.
With the Millspin, did you tell them about the discount code also?
Yeah, it's back 50, and it's back 50 for the back plates, but it's back 40, or I want to say it's back 40 for the magazine plates.
Yeah, there was a different discount.
Mag 40. I can't remember. You can get Glock magazine plates also in custom engraved if you don't want to change out your back plate.
And you can have a custom bottle opener made, say with hashtag Be Like Ed. You can have
they do a lot of stuff. What detective work did I do, Douglas? I'm kind of lost again. I apologize.
I kind of, I'm not sure how I feel about this at this moment in time, because I may or I may not have in the last brewery review listed all of the codes. But
You did.
Dana did kind of afterwards, like while I was taking a shower a couple hours ago, I started thinking about it. He kind of asked me not to give out any codes in any videos anymore, so I didn't actually give it out in the video. It was in the description box.
It's not a tack pack.
Yeah. So I did not give out all of these codes in the latest brewery review.
Nope.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can hear him
Be
now.
right back.
I didn't do any of those in the video. No, but I was on your live show the other day.
yeah, I was on your live show and you're giving out.
It wasn't on a video. Nope, no video.
So-
at all.
So Jim, back 50 may or may not be correct. Mag 40 may or not be correct. Bar 35. Maybe if you want a hat 30. There's these kind of things. I mean, I cannot verify that back 50 will get you a Glock backplate for 50% off.
Well, apparently Jim will be able to figure it out because he's a good detective.
Oh, is that what the...
Do what?
The back, Douglas, the backplate mishap. Yeah, Douglas, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, the brass and never mind. Really? That's what you can come up with?
Shit.
Fear of the dark.
That's too good.
And I'm sorry, I haven't been paying the close enough attention to the chat room to miss anything. Oh,
Johnny Conso wants the tack back.
I want to. I didn't even see. You know what? I fucking missed your tackback video. Is there anything good in it?
There was a tool for doing the front takedown pin, which I can't wait to try because it's supposed to take less than 60 seconds from the time you're thinking about doing it till you're done without losing any pins or springs.
Not
I got
losing
one.
any.
That would cost me about $1.50. It's a rod with a hole drilled in it, and then a big pointy piece. You push it in, you rotate it, and then you swap the pin out. It's really not that hard.
Well, no,
Or you buy the new Strike Industries pins, and you just rotate, push it in, and the thing automatically.
So what was the retail price on it, Eric?
$10.
$10.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I ordered some. I got some billet. I got some stainless steel detents and springs, and it came free with it off eBay for like $7.99.
yeah, and that leaves Jim's line open. Real Cobra burnout. Yes, those shot glasses at DRG Manufacturing are sweet as hell. They're
Where do I put Joey's credit card information? Right next to the order where you send me one.
Yeah.
And not a copy of fucking.
that.
They're going to be custom made glasses.
Broke fist.
Yeah. We don't want any broke back fucking billet aluminum machine fucking shot glasses.
Cobra, I'm email or texting you Joey's credit card information because the one that you have has actually been updated.
Updated, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's maxed out.
Yeah, it's been maxed out.
Yeah, he had to buy some new stickers for his Grand Am to make it look like something else.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't pass the light test there. Ironpig.
Joey got 442 stickers for his Grand Am.
You got 442 stickers. Ah! Blasphemy. Being the 442 connoisseur that I am, that's blasphemy.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to.
Jim will own another 442. Oh, yes, he will.
I'd rather have a 555.
Yeah. 443. It's only one more. It's not a big deal.
It's all 441, 442, whatever it takes.
Yeah, fuck Jim. I'm gonna get a 443. It's one bigger.
It's only one bit, 10 millimeter. It's only one bigger. Speaking of 10 millimeter,
442 with a line through the two.
Yeah. No, I didn't watch the video purposely.
I did.
Oh, why ain't that fucking just sad?
And he does say in the video how much he wanted to send you a live video.
Oh, seriously, if I'd have had just one bar inside the range, I'd have sent him one.
See, I knew that fucker was gonna go shooting the other day, and on Messenger, a video. All my phone said a video has been sent by Jim, and I'm like, son of a bitch! I'm not even gonna look. Then of course, when I got home, it was the typical kind of shit that me and Jim share between each other, and I'm just like, whoo, God, it's just a fucking titties and ass video. Except for that, I just thought for sure it was going to be that goddamn gloating shooting a 10 millimeter anything video from him.
You can see Jim running outside going, I got no bars. I'm just going to run here real quick. I'm just going to run outside.
I did. I ran out, but it was like I ran out there. I was like, no, fuck this. I want to go back in and shoot.
You guys mind if I shoot this off in the parking lot? I got no bars. I just want to knock off a few rounds. That's it.
Hey, can we just open a side door and let me come from an angle? I'll still hit the backstop, I swear.
Can you hold my camera and kind of aim it towards me?
Can you just hold this? Can you hold my phone like right over my shoulder, please? Yeah. Mr. Hill, you don't spend enough money here, so we're not going to do that for you.
Oh man, now I wish I would have recorded it last night. I think I don't remember if it was a new episode or not, but Bitch and Rides, Dave Can Dig It in Wyoming, just an awesome car builder. They were starting a 442 build.
Oh, see, I hate you.
Wow.
What year? Well, but what year though? What year? Do you know?
No, but if memory serves, it looked a lot like the green one you don't have anymore.
Oh, fuck off, you're an asshole.
10 millimeter my ass. Let's talk about that fucking awesome 442 that you don't own anymore.
So what was the first day you had to go without the 442? Do you remember that day?
No! You guys are assholes.
Let's go back there, shall we?
Jim sent me a picture of that car in a driveway with him leaning against it, and he had an erection. I could see a bulge in his face.
Why, yes, I did.
Oh, God.
That was a goddamn awesome looking car.
I built that motherfucker from the ground up. Yeah, that was my '69. It was a clone. I bought it. I knew it was a clone when I bought it, but it was. Oh my God, it was fun.
Oh,
I miss that car.
We've been speaking of credit cards. We've been joined by Brian McCown.
Yeah.
Brian, right now, I bet you Brian's got his fucking card in the freezer because he can't put it in his pocket.
I know the old lady's like, you're not getting this back for another 6 months.
Yeah, and again, seems how both of them are right here, right now. If Stalker Steve was here, of course, Stalker Steve already knows because I've already sent him pictures. Haha, just a tease. Between the Real Cobra Burnout and Brian McCown, this replica retro, which it's almost hard to say it's a replica because as of this moment in time, I think the spring, bolt carrier, and buffer are probably about the only things that would not have been on the real full automatic M16 back in Vietnam. Because Brian was going to kick my ass. I told Brian, I can help you save a little bit of money. We don't have to have an authentic lower. I have an extra lower lane here, and he asked me to send him a picture of it. And then I got poo-pooed immediately because he wasn't about to have it be wrong in color and roll marks from Palmetto State Armory on it. So I just want to give credit where credit is due. The Real Cobra Burnout, I just got the package in today. Just if I could do a retro build for myself, Cobra, I'd like to know where I can get a set of. Now they're not new, and they've been painted, but they were professionally done, and they look awesome. And that is the stock, that awesome triangular handguard, the grip, and he sent the period right upper. Not a detachable carry handle, but the no shit authentic upper. And
you just need to use the credit card and go get yourself a stoner lower from the 60s.
What the hell?
So between Brian and Cobra, it looks like the only thing that, as of this moment, that I was going to be missing is a lower parts kit, which I have, and a bolt carrier, which DRG Manufacturing is donating for our build. So
That's a real good comment from Johnny Contra. How the hell did Jim go from a 442 to a mini? Did not see that coming.
That's what happens when you get old. You go from
4 miles to the gallon to 30.
Yeah, gas went from like $1.50 to what, $3-4 a gallon? Yeah, buddy.
yeah,
Now, when Jim left, we didn't give the famous Wookiee update. So for everybody who's wondering, the Wookiee is half on the bed, slumped down over the fucking TV tray with the legs just laying on the floor. It looks like it's in position for a little visit later on after the show.
Yep.
And for those who are,
it's a wasted Wookiee.
I'm telling you.
So Cobra, I clicked on your link, even though I'm supposed to be, nobody else can click on that link, or you can click on the link as long as you're listening to the show. But what grade is the furniture set that you sent? I mean, I know it was used and that they basically refurbished it. I would not have a problem at all having a refurbished set that was in the shape that this set was in. But I see over there they have original armory grade, blacktail, then each of those has their own categories: collector's grade, expert grade, sharpshooter grade, and marksman grade. I suppose if I actually read the comments, I'd be able to figure it out. Like collector's grade is no wear or use, like new. That would be So thank you guys for the stuff. The rifle's being built. Originally, we were thinking about raffling it off, but to be totally honest, Stalker Steve has thrown more money at it than we could have possibly made doing a raffle, and I feel jealous for Stalker Steve, because you are going to get one hell of a nice looking rifle when this is all done. Between the Real Cobra Burnout and Brian McCowan, both of them are very knowledgeable on the right parts, which I'm not on the old ones, the old retro, the original style stuff. And both of them are making sure that the right parts are getting ordered to build this rifle. So from the outside, it's going to look like a no shit real deal. I know Brian ordered the strap and a era correct charging handle. Brian, I wasn't looking through all of the stuff, but I know you were also talking about the teardrop correct forward assist. So by the time this is all done, it couldn't possibly look more authentic.
Yeah, like 40, 50 years later, that's still just a great looking rifle, and it still performs.
Yep.
Jolson's an ass. Jolson is an asshole.
It's like Kalashnikov. He designed and created a beautiful rifle that still is functional and relevant to this day, even if you get the original style one, just like with Stoner. They just build it perfectly.
Oh, Cobra, I cannot miss an opportunity to shoot it. But yes, you're right. To be totally thorough, I need to know that it's properly functioning before I send it to Stalker Steve. This could take years.
This could take years. And it could take years until the Hornet Fixer gets up there and helps him shoot it.
Yeah. All I can tell you is when we did the one for my brother-in-law and then surprised him and gave it away at Shoot-Palooza, that the only thing that really wasn't authentic on his was when me and Travis were trying to pretend that we were building a rifle for Travis and we were getting Mikey's ideas, trying to figure out what he would really like. He did make the comment to Travis, go with a flat top, because even though you want it to look retro, you might change your mind and want to use it for more modern purposes like hunting or whatever. So that's the only reason that we didn't go with a dedicated carry handle only upper on the one that we built for my brother-in-law. We got a hold of some very, very nice furniture for it. It was very clean. And needless to say, my brother-in-law to this moment in time probably sleeps with the thing. So all the guys that helped make that possible. But me and Ray went out and shot it. And we started off by shooting shit the size of a dinner plate and ended by shooting shit the size of a quarter. It was unbelievable. I have never really been an open sight rifle guy, but holy shit, those 20-inch barrels, they're unbelievably accurate. So I'm sure after
500-600 yard rifle, open sights.
I'm sure after a couple of years, I'll get that thing dialed in and off to Steve.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he'll be tuning the pew.
So,
did you hear that? It's
so
like
Brian
pew,
said, yeah, upgrade, test, rinse, repeat. And I'm sure Small Money's going, yeah, fix it till it's broke again.
Eric, has your brother created any experimental rounds? I know in your videos you're always talking about he likes to follow it to the T, the exact cartridge loading for the manufacturer's set requirements. But does he ever get experimental stuff? Like low power or high power?
I don't think he's really done much with the AR round. He goofs around for me with the 50 AE, the 454, and the 10 millimeter. But he will not exceed any load specs on stuff. I feel that you could probably do that with the Eagle. I don't know if you could blow one up. Now I can tell you, as a joke, which turned out to be joke on me, I gave him a high point 45. You know, it's like, this is the ugliest fucking thing on the planet. I would love a high point carbine. Hell yeah. Jim, shut up. I would love the 10 millimeter high point carbine. I know so many people that dog on the pistol, except for Cobra, but love their carbines.
Carbines are fun.
Well,
yeah,
so
I've got two.
So we give Mikey this 45 because he said that he liked it. Okay, fine. You know, NIHAP is the one that sent it up. We were going to do a series of videos using it as a bone acre, showing bubbles coming out of it in my fish tank as a tank toy. And I mean, just door stop, everything that we could think of. We were going to do a video. And then Mikey made all these comments about how much he really wanted one. And NIHAP said, he's done so much for us. We use the shack whenever we want, blah, blah, blah. Just give it to him as a gift. And he didn't even want to take it. So he takes it. And I do know, Josh, that he has used, a set tool to push as much gunpowder into a 45 case as he can. He said that he has endlessly tried to destroy that gun, and he can't. The only thing that happened is he broke the firing pin, sent it into High Point. They swapped out the sights front and back. They thoroughly cleaned it, and they put a new firing pin in it and sent it back for free.
Damn.
And he's just like, he goes, I know the thing is goddamn an ugly, oversized brick. He said, but he goes, I've tried now. What has he had it for 4 years? He's tried for 4 years to break it, and he can't do it.
keeps going bang every time.
So as far as I know, he's only experimenting with ammunition, truly experimenting with ammunition, like even I think going a little bit beyond specs, has been 45 for the high point, and he has a really nice Model 29 that I have seen that thing puff some fire out the end of it, and I was just like, what in the hell was that? He just kind of smiles and doesn't answer me. And then of course, thinking that I'm catching him doing something that he might be doing to me, he goes, I never do any of this shit to your guns. Okay. Okay. I know the big differences, especially in you guys that are 10 millimeter fans. As of this moment in time, there isn't very many people that make a true 10 millimeter round that you can go buy. It's disgraceful. Underwood Ammo is one of the only companies off the top of my head that I know if you order a 10 millimeter round and a 40 side by side and shoot them, that there is truly a difference between the 10 and the 40. Almost everybody else, it's like they're loading a 10 millimeter cartridge to a 40 spec, and it sucks. And that's where I got into trouble, or not into trouble, into an argument with EAA for my 10 millimeter pistol. Is my brother-in-law started loading me ammo, and it just felt like it was going to blow that poor gun apart. And I inquired about optional springs, or if they recommended a buffer or any of the above, and they're like, that aftermarket ammo. Underwood Ammo is not aftermarket ammo. It's loaded to the true specifications for a 10 millimeter round. And
that's why you get that gun. That's the whole point of it. If you're going hunting, it's your backup gun. If that bear charges you, you want to be able to know that 10 millimeter round is going to do what it was designed to do. It's supposed to be above a 45 and below a 454, because a 454 is huge, and the gun you got to carry it with is fucking huge. So that 10 millimeter Glock, or if you're doing a Smith & Wesson, which is a beautiful gun, I wouldn't take it out in the woods personally because I'd be afraid to beat the crap out of it. Take a 10 millimeter Glock, you can rely on it, and you know that when you shoot that gun and you got to pump it into that bear or that mountain lion that's charging you, and that's your only chance you have to keep your ass alive, maybe, if it doesn't land on top of you, you got to know that load is in there and that the weapon can actually handle the load it was designed to handle.
Absolutely. But seeing how you mentioned it, and Joey has one, can you imagine if Kuhn & Arms made a 454?
That'd be cool.
Semi-automatic.
No.
No.
A lot of broken wrists.
Fuck yeah.
That would be so nice.
Yeah.
And he's talking about Smith & Wesson. The Smith & Wesson M&P, Smith & Wesson came out and said M&P will not make a 10 millimeter. Everybody, all the M&P fan base, if you will, the follower, we've been screaming for a 10 millimeter M&P. They won't make one. So we now have to try to keep finding all our old Gen 3 fucking 10 millimeters, and it's just hard as fuck.
Have they said why they won't develop a 10 millimeter M&P?
They just not going to. They just said no, we're not going to do that. Period.
Probably not worth the research.
I don't understand why it wouldn't be. I honestly don't understand why it wouldn't be. If your fan base is clamoring for it, why wouldn't you?
I mean, what the hell? What is it right now? Is it Jolson? Jolson would be able to answer this question, I believe. Is it 5 or 6 10 millimeter offerings from Ruger alone?
Oh, I don't know about all that. I know that pretty much every other company has 10 millimeters out there in both polymer and stainless. So,
I mean, it's just really making a strong comeback right now. And I'm glad. I mean, nobody should be shocked hearing me say this, because don't get me wrong. It's not that I say poo-poo. I'm not the guy. Well, yeah, I will to the 40. If you own a 10 millimeter or a good, proper defense 9 millimeter, there's no reason to carry a 40 cal. You're going to carry just as much takedown power in a 9 millimeter and have at least one more round for everybody's gun or mag capacity, except for Joey, out there.
It's getting harder and harder, at least in my area, to find 40 cal.
I was going to say 40 has its place. A lot of. I actually know. A matter of fact, my buddy Fernando went to the range with me Wednesday. His truck gun is a Sigma 40, and
Sigmas are good guns.
Yeah, it's a Gen 1 like mine is, and he hasn't cleaned that motherfucker in years, and that fucker jammed up on him hardcore. I'm like, dude, you need to fucking clean it. I literally broke it down on the range, dumped some oil all over it, put it back together, wiped it down, and said, here, now try it. I'm like, when's the last time you cleaned this? I don't know. When I got it? How many years ago was that?
When I got it.
I'm like, he said it's just been sitting in the truck. I was like, it's got crap all in it. But, in 40, look, Smith & Wesson started the 40 because they thought they could corner the market on just that one, and then everybody started making 40s. And
it was after the FBI shootout down in Florida.
Yeah, and again, they tried to make their own ammunition, but everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Same thing with Smith with the 38 Special. Smith and Wesson, they were the original ones to start that, et cetera, et cetera. I can't blame anybody, any company for trying to make up their, trying to corner the market on something. You can't blame them for that, but at least make it work well. I mean, I'm not a 40 hater. I own a handful of them, as a matter of fact. But to me, I'd rather have 9 or 45. Well, now 10 millimeter. I would love to have 10 millimeter again. But hey.
What's the old adage? You use your pistol to get your shotgun to get to your rifle, because a rifle's always going to be your best choice, especially when you're dealing inside houses. You don't want to use a pistol caliber if you can avoid it for over penetration. You lack of fragmentation on hard surfaces. You think about your neighbors or your kids in the next room.
Right. That's why I would grab my shot. I have shotguns everywhere in my house. That's why I have those. So
everyone thinks the pistol. Not everyone. The majority of the layman out there thinks the pistol round is underpowered, is not going to travel through stuff, when in fact it penetrates further than most rifle rounds, because they're not designed like a rifle round is, to expand and tumble inside the body, specifically with the AR.
Yeah,
AR is a great self-defense weapon.
I honestly don't think I'd ever grab my AR for home defense, unless it was the only thing I had out for some reason. But no, that's why I have my house, I have, because it's just me. I don't have kids or anything like that. So strategically located around my house is mostly 12 gauge shotguns. So
which is devastating up close.
Right. And I'm using 9 pellet, double aught 9 pellet. So it's like what, 9 millimeters coming out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm gonna stop somebody.
You can
ruin someone's
day. 9 pellet is my round of choice for self-defense.
So in the chat room, not to ignore them, Jolson, thank you. I was stand corrected. Ruger alone offers 9 firearms chambered in 10 millimeter right now, and I mean, guys, don't get me wrong. If you go back a few years ago, I had either 0 or 1 9mm gun, period, in my safe. I was a huge Smith & Wesson 40 cal fanboy because it was a kinship to the 10mm. But after experimenting with different ammos and different guns, not to mention, finally getting a hold of hands down, and I know people out there that stand behind the Glock because of its reliability and ease of parts and blah, 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 blah. Right now, if the world turned upside down and I was actually running from this house, the one pistol for sure that I would be grabbing from my safe would be the 5906. The thing is a tack driver. It is built like a tank. I love the way it feels in my hand. It's a double stack. It holds a shit ton of ammo. It is just, to me, one of the most perfect pistols. I mean, it's the little brother to the 10 millimeter, So it's not that I've completely poo-pooed 40. I mean, I as a work gun, I'm still carrying 2 guns: the G22, which is the 40 cal, the big 40 cal Glock, and my Walther PPS that I got from, what was that guy's name again, Jim? It was
don't fucking do that to me.
I think it started with an A.
I think it did.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
So, I mean, I still have 2 guns that I rely on a day-to-day basis. But to me, there's nothing about the 40 that beats the 9mm anymore. I mean, a few years ago when you could go get Winchester White Box and it was one of the only offerings that I could get in this area, then yeah, I'd take a nice defense round and Hornady, the zombie round, which was just their red ball jazzed up to get a different genre, or Hornady, the Hornady round. I would do that hands down. Well, now, I can go out there and I can shoot paper at 100 yards or steel and hear what's happening. And I'm sorry, but the 9mm, the ammunition has really stepped up the game. And if you have a gun that is able to do like 9+, plus P or plus, which is why one of my holy grail pistols is a high power, not a high point Cobra, a high power, but you need to get the, is it the Belgian made one that's actually...
Well, yeah, the original, because I have an FEG high power, and it's horrible to shoot. It tears the fuck out of my hand.
And is probably not rated for plus P.
Oh, I don't know. I shot about 50 rounds out of it and said, fuck this, my hand's bleeding. I'm not fucking doing this hammer no more.
Jim, do you have a 610, Jim?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, you don't?
Oh, damn. But I got how many other fucking 10mm, Eric?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Jim, I have
don't either.
I have sworn to myself, if I ever own a 610, I will have to buy 2 of them, because I will give you one of them. Otherwise, when you see me, you'll shoot me with mine.
No, I'll just beat your ass and take yours. That's all there is to it.
Cobra says he's always responsible for 1/1024th of all 40.
Yeah, 1/1024% responsible for 40 Smith & Wesson there. No, I actually, I have actually tried. I follow. You guys all know I follow auctions, and I watch Smith & Wesson auctions, especially. That's pretty much everything. The only thing I look for is either Dan Wesson or Smith & Wesson, and not a whole lot of them cross the auction blocks, in a year period. So, and to be honest, I don't know. Right now, back when I had my good job, I could afford to go out there and try to get one, but not right now. So, I was actually thinking about getting another 10mm handgun. I looked at the XDM. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. XDM, and I'm like, wow. But I don't know if I want to do it or not.
Do you like the XDMs?
I had an XD. I've never owned an XDM. I had an XD, and the only reason I don't still have it is because my brother asked me if I had a compact 9mm that I wanted to sell, and I said, well, at the time I was looking through my collection. I was like, I got an XD9, a Springfield XD, and he's an XDM fan. He carries a 45 full size. He's a pretty good sized boy.
45, the XD, or not XD,
XDM.
Springfield what is it? Springfield Micro, the 9mm 1911 style.
Yeah, the nice 1911 size. Yeah, but I have a micro 1911, but or a compact 1911 and 45. But anyway, he says, well, what do you want for it? I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know, give me $300. He goes, sold. He PayPal'd me the money like within 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, I'll put it in a box and send it to you.
I don't know, just because it's progressively the next model I would like to get. It would be nice my original plan is to be able to go shopping and buy two 1076s, one for Jim and one for me, because that was the that was the one that the FBI was leaning towards because of the frame mounted decocker.
Well, you got to remember on the 1076s, there are two types of 1076s that a lot of people don't realize. There's the 1076s that were actually no shit earmarked for the FBI, and then there's and when the FBI said we don't want it, then they shut down the line, but they had to finish up the 1076s. So the majority of 1076s were actually earmarked for the FBI. Now they also have the 1066, which is just smaller than the 1076. But again, all the Smith & Wesson Gen 3, because the 10 millimeter didn't come out till Gen 3s. The Gen 3 stainless steels, they're all just stupid money. Stupid money. If you find one that's not stupid money, buy it, because it's fucking. They're not just few and far between. They're almost impossible to find.
What do they go for? Like $1,000, $2,000?
Oh yeah, a no shit FBI 1076 that has got paperwork backing that it was an FBI gun is well over $1,000.
Dang.
Like my 1006 I bought off a gun broker, and that's the only gun I bought off gun broker was $895 or $850, something like that.
That's a good looking gun.
I'm actually kind of surprised at some of the, thanks to Obama, the kind of the prices that some of the 1076s are going for. They made 13,805 1076s, and right now they're all hovering above $1,000. Most of the ones that I've been able to find, where both me and Jim have a 1006, and that's the model they made the most of. They made almost 27,000 of that one. Now, if you're able to get your hands on the 46 or the 86, those are the more.
Or the 66.
Yeah.
I didn't know
66 they made 5,000.
But I didn't know. I honestly, when you're saying 46, I don't remember seeing a 46. That doesn't mean it's not out there. I just don't remember seeing one.
That's because they made 151.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, yeah, that's like the fucking. That's your unicorn there. Oh, yeah.
Here's a question. Here's a question, actually, Jim, because I'm not a fan of this. Are all of the 1076s bobbed? The handle or the trick? Or
that was part of that. That was part of the 76, so it wouldn't get caught on a holster. The 66, I want to say the 66 bobbed too. I think the 1006 the 1006 was the only one that wasn't bobbed. I want to say, but I'm half in the bag right now, so don't quote me on that.
Just found a 1006. They have it listed for $1,400.
Right. Again, but now let me ask you, that's on Gunbroker. Where's that at?
Guns
if I may
America.
ask. Okay, Guns America, Gunbroker are all the same fucking thing to me. So Guns America, does it have the original box, the original paperwork, anything with it?
One piece plastic clip, excellent condition, features the Novak sight.
They all had Novak. They came standard with those. That's why I hate when people put that shit on there.
No box, no papers.
But see, that's what kills me. They want $1,400 for that, which, hey, does it have any bids on it?
No, it's not a bid. It's just buy it now.
Okay, so there's no bids. There's no nothing on it.
Nope.
No movement on it whatsoever.
Is
Do you see anybody watching it? I can't remember if Guns America has all that stuff.
No, it just says add to cart or buy now. That's it.
Yeah, so but usually there's a thing. If I remember Guns America correctly, unless they've changed, there should be how many people are watching it. If there's nobody watching it, you won't see it. But my thing is that with this, with to everybody out there, that, hey, on Gunbroker or Gun America or this site or that site, this is what they're going for. Okay, well, one, does it have the original stuff? Two, how many people are bidding on it? Three, how many people are watching it to bid on it? And if you got 0, 0, and 0, then it's not worth what they're fucking asking for. It'll be there if it goes. Say that pistol right there. Say it goes offline tomorrow. It'll be right back on there for another 3 months or whatever their time limit is, and nobody will fucking pay it because it's too fucking high. No Smith & Wesson collector in the fucking world will pay that unless they got more money than Carter's got bills.
Even collectors will always pay more than it's worth.
Right. And the collector, a true collector, will only pay more than it's worth if it's one of 10 or one of 100 but if it's one of 12,000, no, a collector like myself is not going to pay that for it. I mean, I have paid over what on a handful of guns, more than a handful of guns in my collection time, because I know I won't find these guns again. Like I wanted to outbid a guy on a 4006 Smith & Wesson Gen 3 4006, but it was a California State Parks duty weapon in near mint condition with the original box, paperwork, and everything, with a certificate from the California State Parks saying that yes, this was in our inventory. We never used it, and I bid $350 on it, and the person that ended up winning the bid was $525. Now, on top of that $525, the internet bidder had to pay 18% on top of that, and another $60 fucking bucks shipping for it, and then whatever his transfer fees were. So yeah.
This 1076 on Gunbroker, the current bid is almost $1,200.
Right.
It doesn't say anything about it. Well, no, it does. It has no reserve. There's been 13 bids, and the only thing I think is interesting, and maybe this is the case with all of the 1076s because they were a law enforcement or supposed to be an FBI, is it's actually stamped on the end of the barrel. This firearm will fire with the magazine removed, so it does not have the.
It doesn't have the mag safety in it. Yes.
That's a good thing.
Which, again, all you guys worry about these mag safeties. That's on you. I'm not dogging you for it, but I don't give two shits if it's got a mag safety or not. I don't care.
Oh, it's like finding a lump on my dick. I have to remove it as soon as I see it.
Yeah, that's you.
If it's a carry gun, it matters. If it's not, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to let look. And no offense to anybody here, and I'm not trying to, especially to Mr. Ironpig. I'm not trying to upset you, sir. But to me, I'm not going to get in a gunfight where this son bitch is going to be rolling around on the ground with me trying to take my fucking gun. I'm not a cop.
You either be one or you'll be dead before that time.
Right. Either he's going to have my ass or I'm going to have him. I'm not worried about that fucking mag safety. Straight up serious. How many non-police fucking videos and non-police stories have you ever heard where a civilian shooter has gotten into a hand-to-hand combat with a bad guy? How many?
Zero. Less than 1% of 1%.
Thank you very much. So why are you worried about a fucking mag safety?
Because we're all douchebags and we like mental masturbation.
All right, I'm done.
Heard it here.
I'm mental masturbate yourself.
Josh speaks for me.
You're all a bunch of douchebags, and you're
Yeah. Say, okay, I'm done. Say, I'm not gonna. I don't want. I can't be on the radio with him anymore because he makes me laugh. I can't.
I agree with you, though. I agree with you. It's
you
a totally
understand
new
what
point.
I'm saying.
Moot point.
It's you understand what I'm saying. That's just like, it was a Jolson, and I'm not fucking with Jolson. He texted me, how do you take the mag disconnect out of Smith & Wesson, whatever it was? And I went, I fucking don't. Why are you doing it? So, you know,
Exactly.
I was like, you know, hey, it's to each his own. I know Eric hates him. He's, oh my God, he's gonna fix it till it's broke again. So, you know, I don't, you know.
Any gun that has it, it's the first fucking thing I do.
Right.
I hate them, and I won't. No, it's got to go.
I understand both sides of the
Smile
argument. It makes perfect sense either way you go with it. It's one less thing you got to worry about.
The
if
answer
it doesn't
for
have
Smile
that
Money was 2. A brand new Smile Money, a brand new that I didn't change anything. Rock Island Armory, okay, brand
Traded
new.
in, get one without one.
I didn't fix it till the mag fell out. Smile Money.
Anyway, look, we're having a little fun here, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not beating up on anybody except for Eric, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, especially Joseph. I'm not, but to me, it's like, look, I'm not worried about that. I just don't. Some people, it's just like some people they hate Glocks because of the grip angle, or they hate Smith & Wessons because of the trigger. They hate Rugers because of whatever. Everybody has their thing. Everybody, I hate fucking 1911s. They jam all the time. What the fuck? Hey, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's all bullshit. All those excuses is straight bullshit. It comes down to practice, repetitions, and training, which I don't have enough of myself. It comes down, you got to put the time in. You got to learn each different style. If the trigger doesn't feel good because you always use a Glock, you went to Smith & Wesson, yeah, grip angle's different, trigger is different. You just have to get yourself used to it. It's a training issue. It's not an equipment issue.
Smile Money, the FN doesn't count because I fixed that till the mag fell out.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
That length is that's phenomenal. That is 100% phenomenal. The only thing a hardcore no shit collector would look at on that is the box. It's got wear on the corners, and they would try to Jew you down on it. But to buy it now, price is $2,300. Right, $2,300, which it's not worth it. I can look up any of my Smith & Wesson price guides for the last 8 years that I have sitting here right in front of me. That is nowhere. That's that $955, which is the one bid that's on it, is, I'd say, go up about another $300. That would be the max bid on that all these Smith & Wesson things. Now, it does have the, I'll give it that it has the box, the half moon clips, the full moon clips, and all that other stuff. I get that. I understand all that too. But they're not going to get $2,300. You'll see that exact same gun on there for years to come on that.
Joey, can you share that link with the rest of the class, please?
If you go down to the bottom, Bubba.
All the way?
All the way down to the bottom to the far in the Google chat room. Go down to the far little, what is that, left
corner.
You'll see the little chat thing, and you click
we
that.
Are looking at a
show
Smith
message.
& Wesson 610. Now, Jim, would that have ever been stock grips?
Fuck. Now I gotta go back and look at it again.
I've never seen the Smith & Wesson with a set of grips like that. That's why I'm asking.
Hold on, I'm looking. Hold on. Well, it depends. I mean, it depends. Smith & Wesson did put, they did have different fucking setups there.
Here, and when Josh says share with the class, I will really do that. The link to the Smith & Wesson 10mm revolver, the Model 610,
good looking,
that we both Googled over, is in the chat room.
Ooh.
But
now,
if you buy that, you have to buy 2 of them, one for me and one for Jim.
So this says it's ultra scarce Smith & Wesson 610 no dash, which I have to look it up to see if they even had a engineering change on those. Rare 6.5-inch barrel, which again I'd have to look everything up, but they make it sound like it's one of a kind. Now those grips, I'm trying to look for a picture that shows the left side or the right side, excuse me.
Every 610 I've ever seen has your typical J-frame grips. The one that Jay, the owner of Elite Ammunition, has the same grips on it that came on my 686 and on the 29.
Well, one, that's not a J frame. That's a K frame or an L frame. J frame is a snub nose, just to let you know.
Oh, sorry, K. Sorry,
No,
my
I'm
bad.
just letting you know. That's all. So
It's legitimate though, because in the pictures he has white gloves on.
Right, it's legit, and he's got a Smith and Wesson. He's got the Smith and Wesson clear tube to hold the gun up in the picture. Yes, you know when he has it sitting on the ground. But I don't see a Smith and Wesson logo emblem embedded into the handle, so I'm not sure.
Nowhere. There got to be aftermarket handles.
That has to be aftermarket grips on there. The handles,
They look nice though.
Oh no, they look the Coca Bolo at least.
Yeah, I just put number 610 in the chat room. This one's not even close. This one, buy now price is like $1,300.
So, again,
but it's a -3.
Ultra rare.
Ultra rare.
Yeah. Ultra rare for her pleasure.
Aftermarket. Now this one actually says aftermarket grips and are nice. I do not have the originals. Front sight replaced. I don't have the original. Box papers, 3 moon clips, $40 freight, 3% credit card addition. So add at least 3% plus $40 to that. Starting bid's $11.65 and nobody's been on it. Well, you know, there's a reason for that.
Gun Wild, there's no way you've ever seen a Glock malfunction at a match. You're drunk.
Stop lying.
You're drunk.
You liar.
You have to go to a match first.
Gunwald's a little biased. He's an M&P fan, so he'll just say anything about a Glock.
Hey, you hush your mouth, Joey.
Thank you,
and again,
thank you, Bearded CB. If he wins the lottery, he's getting 3 of them. 1 for me, 1 for Jim, and 1 for himself.
Is that what he said?
I can hear that.
What
now.
a guy!
He wins the lottery, he hands you that, and you go, "That's it? You won the fucking lottery, and that's it."
You won $1.5 billion.
Right?
And I got
He wins.
just 610.
So he wins $1 billion, and oh hey, by the way, fuck you! I ain't getting your goddamn pistols. Hey, Gunwild, don't let them talk to you that way. M&P's for life, baby.
Jim's drunk too.
Nope. Actually, Jim stopped drinking about an hour and a half ago, asshole. Jim did enough of that Wednesday night, was on here for 3 fucking hours. That ain't going to happen again. The only reason Jim was on here for 3 fucking hours is because he didn't have to go to work the next day.
We actually found out how long they were going to allow us to be on before another show got booked.
Right? There you go.
That was like great though. Jim's like, "Oh my god, we're like coming up. We're over an hour. We got to get out of here. Why don't you go get yourself a drink?" "Yeah, I'll be right back." Another hour goes by. "Shit, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, we should like close this up. Maybe you should just go get a drink." "Yeah, I'll be right back."
Rounding third.
Rounding third and heading for home.
I know I had, 2 drinks out of a bottle of fucking, 2 of my drinks out of a bottle of fucking lead slingers, and I killed the rest of that bottle Wednesday night.
Yeah, I say, smile, money. He killed his phone after 2 hours. That's because he was assuming it was going to be an hour. He didn't, he didn't play for the long shot.
Where's Shootapalooza going to be next year?
Here.
Good question.
It's the
Missouri again?
No, Christine wants to have a what would that
reunion?
The reunion.
She wants to be cooking lasagna for days.
So if it's a reunion, that means it's only people that have been there before.
And even some of those may not ever get invited.
Right? By the way, Jolson, fuck off. You're not going to Shootapalooza, and if you keep texting me stupid-ass messages like that...
I know. I can honestly say there's some exceptions to the rules. Even though it's called a reunion tour, if John Solar isn't here, somebody dies.
Somebody died. Well, then I'm not showing up because I don't want to die.
Your reunion, Shootapalooza reunion. If John Solar's not here, just because he hasn't been here in the past, doesn't mean he's disqualified.
No, he doesn't get a pass.
She's like
Laying down the law.
Fuck him. He pissed me off. No.
What? I pissed you off?
No, I said I pissed you off. She said she's saying fuck you to me. He gets no pass.
No, you gotta be here. We're not gonna. Are you still on the show?
No, we're off.
Yeah,
say whatever you want.
Yeah, we've been off for a while.
Talk to Eric like you normally do.
Yeah, talk like you normally do.
You're in the kitchen. He's your bitch.
Yeah, go make me a sandwich.
Go make
him a sandwich,
Oh,
bitch.
it's a sandwich.
Is that the foot
No, it's
long?
not a sandwich. It's a sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah, I'll make you a sandwich. Is that the
The
foot
show
long?
just got better.
And then some.
Yeah, well, you better give it back. It don't belong to you.
You're still on. You lied. It says live.
Oh no, that's a misprint. It's not supposed to say live. It's supposed to say
You
off the
are
air.
so full of. You
You're supposed
It's a
little.
misprint.
You're supposed to get rid of the chat.
Christine's back in the house.
Hi, Christina. Good to see you.
Hi. Good to see you too. And you. That's for you.
Yes, son of a bitch.
Lie.
Hey, look what I just bought.
For me, you shouldn't have.
No, I didn't. It was
Yeah,
for me.
no, for me.
Is it a 1076?
610.
610.
Oh, did you get that revolver? Did you? The one that's on Guns America or whatever?
Yeah, I figured. You know what the hell?
Oh no, we're not gonna. Joel said we're not gonna talk about that.
Look at the buy it now price.
Oh, where's the buy? Oh,
They're on
I
$10.
have really.
It's only
good
$10.
taste.
They're on fucking crack.
$2,300.
Yeah.
I have good taste. Thank
Do you know how much wine that would buy?
Oh God, that could hook me
I think
up for
you're right,
such a long
Jolson.
time.
Oh my
And
god.
that bad enough wine to keep her in bottles for what? Week and a half?
Yeah, yeah.
Jolson is uninvited. Poco Loco is uninvited.
And Poco Loco, it doesn't go on Eric. It goes on Christine.
Oh.
What did I do? What's on me?
Nothing. It's not live. It's a misprint, just like Eric said.
Yeah, I don't know where this shit is coming from. Right
No,
Yeah.
no clue. No idea why it says that.
See, I'm way behind. This was like an hour ago on the chat, and they just keep
It's
strolling.
a strap on for Eric. I told you about not
Smile
doing
money.
them
Oh my
femme
God,
fatale parties anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
God. No more femme
Hey, I
fatale
figured when I
parties.
come home, I might as well have it be just like going to work and get fucked in the ass.
What?
What?
Hmm?
He's having joy flashbacks.
They're on Cobra by-
It's not like you got a stormtrooper behind you.
No.
What are you talking about that people want to get invited to?
Shootapalooza reunion.
Oh.
Oh, Christine's like, hey, asshole, that wasn't supposed to be public knowledge.
Oh,
Private. Inner circle.
Oops.
Yeah.
and
Oops.
Cobra Burnout? Absolutely not. Call me. Yes, you can come.
Super secret list.
Yeah.
Well, you do know that Jules is going to be here this year for the reunion.
Yes.
Jesus? Or Jesus?
Jules, not
Jules.
Jesus. Jose's gonna be here.
Jose's gonna be.
Jose Cuervo might be there.
Jose Cuervo. No, no. There will not be any tequila at the fucking reunion
Ooh.
because Jim
I-
flies
I-
to Vegas and gets married. We're not doing that.
No,
Yes.
you and I are going to have
Jim
like
and
Sailor
Christine
Jerry.
totally freaking hammered around the fire on tequila. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And yes,
No,
yes, Johnny
no, wait a minute, hold
Concho.
on.
And then Eric gives him a folding chair, and 4 hours later they're still trying to
Oh boy.
Johnny Concho, yes, the union Shootapalooza would definitely be an invite only, which
And
you
CB's coming.
it'd be nice if you were here.
Well, see,
Gunwild always has a standing
okay,
invite.
can you just stop for a second?
Cobra, Poco Loco,
Stop.
come on, Smile Money, yes, you're in.
Oh God!
like 5
Please just
lasagnas,
smack the
6
living
lasagnas,
shit out of him, Christine.
7 lasagnas, 8 lasagnas, 9 lasagnas.
What was it last year? Was it 10 lasagnas?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was
10 lasagnas.
10 lasagna pans
But I
last
was
year.
expecting
And
more
we-
people last year, but we
but
put
we
a really
still-
good demp.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say,
God!
we ate,
Yeah.
8 of them?
I think 7
We
because I
did.
only had 3
Seven or
left.
8?
Yeah, we cooked 7
Yeah.
of them.
Because I think I only had about 3 or 4 left. No, 3.5 left.
Mm-hmm. Because we sent one with Wendy.
We sent one with Wendy. Mike got one, and I think we kept one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
before, after Breeze scoffed one down and then threw it up.
Breeze wasn't here last.
Oh, 2
No.
years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
That was
poor
the
guy.
That was the moonshine day.
My poor little paisan.
No,
Paisan,
no.
look, I want to tell you something. Paisan was out on the front fucking porch on a cot,
I know.
and I was on the couch snoring my ass off. He woke
Well,
me up.
Well, by percentage,
And there's a wall between you two.
Jim,
Yeah.
were you really on the couch or were you on the ottoman
was
or
No,
were you
that
on
was
the
the year.
floor?
No, that was the year I was on the love seat ottoman floor.
Ottoman
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, this year,
He-
Travis wasn't there this year, so I could sleep on the couch.
Yeah,
so.
You were what was solidified my comments to her. We walked through the living room. Jim snoring his head off. He's on the couch. He's on the ottoman, and some of them is on the floor. And we were walking through the living room on our way to bed, and Chris goes, "Holy fuck!" And I said, "When I told you that our house was open to our friends, and you said we only have 2 bedrooms, and I said, case in point," and I point to Jim, and he's like, "Okay, I guess they'll sleep anywhere, anyhow." And I go, when he woke up in the morning, "Jim, how'd you sleep?" "I slept great."
I was like, you gotta be kidding.
It was like cascading down the couch
Yeah.
to the ottoman
And
to the floor.
I'm like,
Best night's sleep in years.
yeah.
It's like
I haven't slept in a long time.
Look, man.
Where'd you get this couch? I got to get one of them.
But I have
Right.
learned that military men can sleep anywhere, and I
Exactly.
mean anywhere.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I
You
slept
can lay
on
on
an aircraft
non-skid.
carrier for 15
Yeah.
years. I can sleep anywhere.
Not to mention when you
anyway.
when you just spent the only. I mean, I know how. And guys, trust me, I know how it goes. If you're gonna come to the Shootapalooza, now you're out the money you would have made while you're at work. Now you've got to come up with the food. Then you've got to come up with ammo and the place to stay. And I've told people, hey, I can't offer you much. We rent a porta potty and put it in the backyard, and we have one frickin' bathroom in this house other than the laundry tubs, and no shitting is allowed there. So
Wait a minute. That's only for the idiots that live or that stay downstairs, not the rest of us.
yes. So
Really,
If-
you had to go there.
if you want to sleep in a hammock in my garage and you're good with that because you saved $350 by not having to go down to the hotel, by all means. I mean, we had some tents set up in the backyard, 2 years ago, and
We
nobody
had-
used them.
We had tents.
That was
I
me.
mean,
I'll just sleep on the floor.
because my drunk ass fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, I'm on the floor.
But
You
no,
can,
we
you can, you
had
can hear
people
that.
all
You can
over
hear
the
that
basement
now. People
floor.
going,
It was just.
I think
it
we're
looked
all
like
full up.
camp, you know?
Who's in the kitchen? Who's got the kitchen floor? I'll take the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got the
that's it.
Well, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 downstairs?
Wait,
Well,
we
I
had
know.
we had Zika.
When you had Zika, Steve, and everybody else, El Tena started off downstairs, and he came up to the porch.
He came up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't want to die
He
from
took-
Zika.
Right, 'cause
Yeah,
Zika,
he
Steve.
took the whole cot and everything and went to the front porch. That I was because I remember that because Ed and Jules came in the front door, and then Ed goes, "You know, you have somebody sleeping on your front porch." Yep. He's like, "Okay."
Personal favorite, security cameras and John Huber locking his ass out of the house and watching him for 3.5 hours check the front door, back door, front door, side door, front door, back door.
Did he bang on the basement
OCD.
window? He was
Yeah, he
trying to
tried.
wake up
He
the
tried
Scotsman?
waking up the guys in the basement, and nobody.
Wow.
Trust me, John. If you're hearing this, fucking give that shit up. The only I
3 hours.
screamed as loud as I could in Christopher Alone with Company's ear, and the best that he did was open his eyes and look at me like I was an alien with a beak, and then went back to sleep.
What was it? We had to wake him up by you went down, cranked the fucking stereo all the way up, and by remote control we turned on music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally got out of bed.
Yeah.
And was still late.
And still, yeah.
But he did make it to breakfast that year.
Jesus Christ. Alone with company on time? No.
No, Gunwild, you're not going to fit in their bathtub. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's one of them. It's one of them. It's not really a bathtub. It's just a stand-up thing.
Yes.
It's
my
If you're
short
little people,
fat
I mean,
ass
you
won't
like-
fit in that. Trust me. Even my short fat ass won't fit in that
Yeah.
bathtub.
A 7 or 8 year old.
It's a simulated
Kid.
clawfoot tub, so it's 4 feet maybe. So Gunwild's a big guy. That means Gunwild, half of you will be in the tub. The rest of you will be somewhere else.
Yeah.
He'll just be sitting in there, and one leg off one side, one leg off the other side, 2 arms like, going,
Don't mind me. I got to take a shit.
that's right. I'm washing my ass.
How did you even get started on talking about this? Why are you still on?
Christine, you know us. We don't know how the fuck we get anywhere.
I have no idea what started. We were looking at
You
610s, and now we're on the I think Josh started this somehow.
Josh did it.
Fucker.
Stole his
But you're here,
Number one.
Christine. So you want to take a few minutes and have a little shitter talk.
A little
In the
shitter
bush.
talk.
I gotta go take a shit in the laundry tub. You want to take this for a couple minutes?
No.
Dude, I swear to God, dude, if somebody was dumb enough to take a shit in that laundry tub, we'd have to whoop their ass right there on the spot.
Oh, that would be horrible. Oh my
Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
god. Good
In
one
it?
says.
Dude, like a dog, rub their face in it, and go, don't do that no more.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
Hey, Gunwild, speaking for a friend, you don't want to do that. Your legs will fall asleep.
I've been told. I don't know for a fact, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not like we know from experience or anything.
Rip Cobra Burnout, that's what Eric C. did. He slept in his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole
He
setup.
had a
out
whole setup back there. He had the
Rubber
little bed
doll.
and
Vaseline.
What?
What? Oh, sorry.
Good living. Good,
Oh, maybe
clean
he didn't
living.
want anyone to
how
know
do
about
you know about these things?
that. Switzer.
He held the camera.
Christine
Schweitzer told me.
Christine,
It
it's called-
wasn't. It wasn't
it's called
just.
taking
It wasn't
turns.
just Eric C. Wasn't it?
So-
Brian. Did Brian sleep in his truck too?
Brian did too, I think.
McCowan.
Yeah.
Well, now he's like big shit. He'll probably, he could almost call a room. Except if the Chaoses are coming, they own the Star Trek room.
Yes, the Star Trek room is chaos central there.
I miss the chaoses.
Yeah. Yes. Family.
I always have
Definitely
fun. I have
family.
fun with Mrs. Chaos.
That's something you don't normally hear. I miss the chaos. You just
that
don't hear
It's a
that. lot.
contradiction.
Chaos is not just the chaos.
It's a contradiction.
Chaos in it, too.
I really miss chaos.
It's just not something.
Yes.
You really...
Because yes, Mr. and Mrs. Chaos are just phenomenal people and hilariously funny. Missus
Mhm.
Chaos is more funny than Mr. Chaos on some occasions.
Oh yeah, she gets the zingers out there where you don't expect
She'll
it.
just, you'll be sitting there like, "Hey, how you doing?" She goes, "Shut the fuck up." What?
Oh, that kind of brings me back to the one Agent Chaos putting up a video talking about him owning women and the hot chicks that he has to deal with at the work site. And she's like, "You just got a delivery," and a fucking box bounced right off his face. Oh God, yeah, they're yeah. If they're not here, we're just gonna have to not have a reunion. Sorry, guys.
Oh, is that what it is?
Chaos is
Listen,
there.
I already got the list.
You got the list?
I got the list.
Jolson's not on it though, right?
But his Mexican cock is.
That is nuts. Why does? How do you have a wife who's always talking about
Got a Mexican cat.
I couldn't help it.
Eric's like,
Sorry.
you know what she's talking about again? I know, Jolson's cat.
That cat wears a nice hat.
I'm telling you right now, I want to rewrite the rules. From now on, if she wants to show up, there's a 3-drink minimum.
No. I listened to last week's podcast. No.
She'll sit down.
Yes.
How you guys doing? Oh, look, it's Jolson. How's your cat?
You know, the scary thing, John, is you do that pretty good.
Okay, I'm imitating you, so yeah.
And Mike Wilson said my cack is not Mexican, it's Italian.
And Smile Money, what kinds of videos? Those super secret ones that you keep sending to Joey?
Whoa. The hell?
What kind of videos are you sending to Joey?
I don't want to know.
Those are Joey's favorites, little Vaseline massage
What?
videos.
Poco Loco asked a question. What Gen Mag Pool mags can take all of them, dumbass? They all got dust covers on them. I had to read that twice. What the hell's he asking?
Well, the Gen 15 does not have a dust cover, remember?
Right. The Gen 87. It's a retractable dust cover. You don't have to worry about it.
Sorry, Jolson, but when you ask dumb questions, you get dumb answers.
No, it wasn't Jolson. That was Poco. Wrong, Jim. What?
Sorry, Poco. When you ask dumb questions, you get dumb answers.
I asked the butterflies if they wanted Italian smothered. What?
Smile Money's talking about Agent Chaos. Agent Chaos needs to pick up his fucking game again. All of his videos.
Yes, very much so.
I know. He's been.
They varied from excellent to, oh my god, awesome. The time that he puts into them, yes, I guess I'll have to have a talk with Agent Chaos and let him know he needs to start making videos again.
He's being missed.
I was going to say, didn't he say his computer was all messed up? That's why he stopped.
Yeah, I think he did.
And Gen 2 did come with dust covers. I have them. There's a whole fucking drawer full of them in the goddamn gun room over there. I think I even have some still in the bags. You read the same thing I did at the same time, didn't you?
That was good.
Oh, boy.
I'm not sure who's fuckface.
And why does he want to
What face
squeeze
are you
his
talking
head?
about?
He wants to squeeze his head, Christine, so he can get the
You gotta be more specific with fuckface.
I don't have my glasses on.
Someone sent Agent Chaos a Black Friday laptop so he can make vids again. Hey, just for the fun of it, he's got to be working right now.
I'm pretty sure he is.
But just in case, this is kind of like one of those, we were talking about this after the show before, having a mystery invite. If someone's not in the chat room, just wondering send them an invite and see if they'll show up and basically be blindsided by the shit show. That just happened. I just sent an invite to Agent Chaos.
Oh.
You lied to me. You said you were done with the show.
We're not on.
Still.
But here, just talk for a second because I.
Yeah, but now he's up. But now he sent the invite.
Oh
so
yeah.
obligated.
No, really. Just go ahead and talk for a second.
Talk about Jolson's cack.
Cack.
So, Christine, when was the first time you saw Jolson's cat?
Out of the box.
It's in the bush.
Okay.
And it was in the bush.
All right.
In the bush. In the bush.
And then we took it to the bush.
Okay.
And we went shooting. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh my god,
Shots
put
were
it all
going
on there.
everywhere.
Okay.
Shots were fired.
Hot chats.
It was chaos. is
It was chaos, Agent Chaos.
And it was over. Cock down, cock down.
We have a black cock down. We have a black cock down.
Oh my god.
We're gonna need first response.
Yeah.
Holy moly! I'm sitting here looking at these Black Friday laptop deals. I'm like 500, 799. Holy shit!
Right.
You realize that only is Black Friday, but it's a full moon, so all the crazy people are out today.
And that's why my ass stayed at home.
Me too. Homie, don't play that. Mm-mm.
homie, don't play that.
People
Sneaky,
are
sneaky.
Crazy.
Hey, don't look now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I need to go to like the grocery store to get just a couple of things I need.
You might
I
be
don't-
safe
I-
going
I-
there.
Honestly, I don't even want to go there because the grocery store I want to go to is right next to the mall, and I don't want to fucking fight that traffic.
Oh God, that's brutal.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
here in the area I'm in, it's the Clay County Duval line right here. The traffic is horrible, and it's only for this stretch, like about a mile and a half into Duval. But Clay County, the fucking traffic's horrible.
Is it always like that?
24/7. It seems like. It seems like.
Yeah.
Eric, that middle drawer in your refrigerator, is that the dedicated beer drawer?
No, he's got to share that with me. That's beer and wine.
Beer and wine.
Yeah.
So I've got a
and
full-size
ice.
beer, a full-size beer refrigerator, and then the brew beer refrigerator.
What is
Pinky's out. Beer and wine.
Try it; it's really good. You'll like it. It's not even
It
beer.
tastes like wine.
It's just
Tastes like
yeah,
beer.
it's like
Smells like
wine
beer.
and rum mixed together.
No, it is
And we're
not.
not
What's
live
in here?
anymore either.
Shut up.
Rum?
Barrel aged rye ale. Is that what that says?
It tastes like wine. A fine wine. A well-aged wine.
There ain't no rum or ale in here. Mm-mm.
Now, what would you do if you had a beer that was aged in wine barrels? Would she drink it?
She likes it.
Okay, well, that answers that question.
Oh, wow.
How does it sound to success?
Winner.
Yeah, it's a winner.
For you.
Found something else she'll drink.
It's really smooth.
Aged in rye ale barrels.
That face is the face of someone who just drank some PBR.
Joey's like Joey's like 2 blocks away from the brewery.
She'd be thrilled if she
Joey's
drank
2 blocks away from the Righteous Ale.
Joey's close to Righteous Ale.
Are you, Joey, close to Righteous Ale?
Mm-hmm.
He can get in his Grand Am and be down there in about 20 minutes.
But if you take the smart car, it's going to be a lot longer.
No, Eric, you said it wrong.
No,
It's
well,
the
you know, hey,
443.
but
It's the 443.
It's a 443.
He's got a 443.
And if he hits
443 is a
88,
3-cylinder.
and when Joey hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some shit.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be about that big.
Yeah, he's rolling around in his 443. It's a 442 with a line to the 2 and a 3 written on it.
So, Joey,
It's better.
Yes.
that way.
How's that DeLorean coming?
are you up over $1,000 on that DeLorean yet? Or?
Have you fixed it till it's broke again?
So, what's the reason behind sending it one piece at a time?
To fucking
You
rip
drive
him
you
off.
fucking crazy because now all you gotta do is just wait and wait.
So, is there
You know
like a
what's gonna-
time frame when each one of these pieces comes out? Like,
They send you four different issues a month.
It's like Game of Thrones. The DeLorean's coming.
Yeah, not fast enough though.
He's gonna finish
Right?
that thing. He's gonna meet some guy that's gonna say,
So Joey, is
$1,000
it like a corporate TV show where they do like the first 9 episodes and then you got to wait 6 months and get the last 9 episodes?
That's gonna be a yes.
It's like a golfer
No.
with bad heart problems can never do the full 18, always does the front 9.
and then drives a cart for the back nine.
They send it to you 4 issues a month, and it's just they just send you the parts. That's it.
I wonder who
It just sucks that
who had that as a great idea.
A little bit at a time.
As a kid, you're like, oh, I want to get a model. You pick one. Pick whatever model you get. You go there and you get a wheel, a fucking wheel. You gotta wait another month.
Store.
They're waiting until time travel is actually real.
Right. You go to the store and you go to the toy section, and there was like one and just an entire aisle, nothing but models.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So So basically, Joey's DeLorean is like the tack pack of fucking models.
Yeah, that's because back then it was the 50s and there's nothing fucking else to do. So sit down and shut up.
And did you get Real Cobra Burnout involved in this?
I didn't get Culver involved in it at all. That was all on his own.
He's buying those too.
He just blames me for it. That's all.
That's some nasty beer.
No,
I know,
that's not nasty.
It's terrible.
It's pretty.
As a matter of fact, I was trying to get rid of all of it tonight.
You're doing her a favor by doing that.
I know. I'm making some room for some wine in the fridge for you.
Joey, Douglas says if you send him $6,000, they'll send you all the parts.
Does that mean we're going to the beer store tomorrow? Okay.
So wait, I send him $6,000. He sends me all the parts.
That's right.
Yep.
All at once.
I'm on more of
Actually
a budget
thinking of
than
that.
you, though.
You're gonna finish that
It's
thing
like
and
two or
you're
three
gonna show it to somebody. And they'll be, how much you
And
spent
what
on
do
that?
you?
They're gonna tell them, they're
What
gonna
do you think?
I just sold you my real one for
$1,000. I
$1,000.
need 12 bottles of wine. Where you said that? Oh, I only need 2 or 3 things. You might need more in your budget.
Mhm.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm. You gotta make sure there's enough for the next time you're on the show.
Okay, stop with the domestic. You're supposed to be doing a radio show.
That is the radio show. Hope I admit I mentioned I bought this.
Hey, Joey,
No, you didn't.
Yes.
you got your DeLorean built? No. Here's my fucking Cutlass 442, and I only paid like $25 for it.
Look at that.
Just look. It's all put together too. Oh, look, and the wheels turn too. Look. Ooh.
What?
Any second now,
That's
Joey's
better
gonna
than
go,
the Kung Fu grip.
Joey's gonna go,
Look,
that's
all
not
right,
a
no, Joey,
442.
does
I
the hood
have
open?
No.
Yes,
Wait,
the
wait,
hood
wait.
opens, yes.
But
Hold
does it light up? Does it have a flex capacitor? No, I don't think so. No.
It doesn't need to because it's put
Oh, look at
together.
that. Did the doors open too?
on.
Oh,
Joey,
doors
look,
open.
doors open too.
Does the steering wheel turn?
That's
It
cool.
doesn't light up though.
Yes,
There's
look,
no lights.
Look. Oh, look at that.
Hold on. I gotta do it this way. See, look.
When you have a Cutlass, it doesn't need a flux
And the
capacitor.
friggin' wheels turn too. Oh my god, Joey.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Does it go vroom vroom?
Oh, and then when I don't want to grab the big one, Joey, I grab the small one.
Yeah, I bet you used to grabbing a small one.
See, this is actually the exact same Cutlass I had. It's a 70.
That's some low hanging fruit, Joey.
Is that 25 years?
Yeah, that was the 25th anniversary edition.
Hmm. Okay. I'm going now.
Just got an alert. A show is booked. You have 18 minutes.
Ooh.
Hey, look though, if I buy this, it'll be cheaper than Joey's.
Hey, scroll down a second.
I like what you're saying there, Poco Loco, about your lawn ornaments.
What the hell is that?
Aventador, Lamborghini Aventador. It's the convertible.
Okay.
Pretty much just a Geo Metro.
It's Slimer Green.
Oh, it's sold right there. Slimer Green, it's hers.
Yeah. Oh.
That's it.
So if we stay on past 11, they just boot you.
You're gonna get.
Well, considering you're at 11:43, idiot.
Well, it's
11
10:40.
Central Time.
It's 10:40.
Jackass.
Well, here on the East Coast, it's 11:45. They have a show scheduled at 12.
Christine did that to me once over 2 days. She's like, "Yeah, we'll just do the 8 o'clock." And I'm like, "What now? What?" Everything's done in Eastern time, so she wants to move the show ahead. So she's like, "We'll just do it at 8." I'm like, "That is ahead. That's already ahead. Hold on." And then she's like, "Okay, we'll just go back to our regular time at 8." I'm like, What the fuck is she?
No, I was gonna do it at 9, and then you're like, okay.
Nah, you should have just told her,
we're gonna go
great
at 8.
idea. We'll
Yeah,
do
but
it.
that's right. 9 is my time. That's the regular time. So it's like,
You're like,
she's
what the
like-
hell is she talking about?
she's like, I want to do my show on Saturday. We already do it on Saturday.
Can we name it Ms. Bomey? I want to name it Ms. Bomey.
I was.
We already did.
Oh.
I didn't think I was gonna make it back in time to have the show at the normal time.
Joey thinks that too. That's why he got himself a DeLorean.
Go back in time.
You know, because when that thing hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some shit.
He'll be flaming more than he already was.
Oh!
Love you, Joey. Full homo.
Where's your stormtrooper, Joey? Put your head in his
Is that
crotch
the
some more.
original one?
IMC poop.
Assume the position.
Did that come out in the 80s?
What?
Yeah, censored.
Uh-huh.
Good God. Can you imagine if you pulled out a blue light and aimed it at the stormtrooper?
It's my son's toy, you asshole.
Oh, sure it is, Joey.
Of course, it's your son's toy.
Oh, no, you know what? It is his son's toy because we know Joey's got a Ghostbusters uniform, a Ghostbusters fucking flux, whatever the hell it is, and a proton
It's a
pack.
proton
and
pack.
he's even got the boots, the shirt, the shoes, and everything else.
It looks good, though. He knocked it out of the park with that. It looks real good. Total.
Well, no, the costume looks good. Joey looks like shit.
Well, I wasn't talking about Joey.
Oh,
His skills are there, but his
wanted
looks,
to make sure.
Joey looks.
he's
his
a
best
man
when
made
he's-
for
when he's-
radio, not TV.
Joey looks his
that's
best
gotta
when
be
he's
told a
wearing the
lot.
gay when he's in the gay pirate outfit. Yeah, that's when he looks his best.
Yes. Gay pirate. He's a butt pirate.
Gotta be something, though.
Well, Joey, if you got to be something, if
Are
you're going to be a
you
butt,
ready,
I'm
boys?
coming in.
I'm about to be going south of the equator tonight,
Yes,
boy.
right. Are you ready to go south of your equator?
I'm taking my stormtrooper and I'm going home.
Just
Why
go
is
ahead
every
and put
time
your
you pick
face in
him
his
up, you
crotch
always
right
put
Yeah.
now.
his
You know
crotch
you want
right
to.
in
But
your
he's got.
face? What?
Think of a good place.
That stormtrooper's going to my happy place.
What the hell?
Don't do it, Joey.
Can I put my face in his equator? What the? Uh-huh.
We need one of those for the girls' party.
A
Here to
stormtrooper?
Here to CB1. Well, hold on, Kristen. No,
Wait,
right now.
Wait. Oh!
How do you need a stormtrooper for a girls' party?
Well, hold on. Now, I'm not putting that in the video. That's for sure.
When it comes to stormtroopers, Joey always shoots first.
I need
That's
a
it,
piece
I'm
of
done.
paper. I'm gonna lose my thought.
And that's how it ends.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, you can only throw out so many stormtrooper jizz comments before Jim leaves.
Did he leave?
That's,
He's
that's,
done. Look,
that's the final
Punch it out.
straw right there. I'm out of here.
Okay.
I draw the line at 42 stormtrooper jizz jokes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I run a clean channel, people.
Look, if we get to 442 jizz fucking stormtrooper jokes, I'm done. I'm out of here.
no, it's gotta be 443. One more.
That's
Why
right.
Hey, you're not the one calling the shots here. Well, you might be getting shot. Yeah, because
He's calling them all right. He's calling them correctly every time.
you keep putting your face in that stormtrooper's crotch. we're
Right
gonna
eye.
get the shots there, buddy.
Paco Loco says the shit show killed the chat.
So no wonder the fucking. I'm like looking around. I'm looking for Tilly. And she's like, "Fuck you guys. You guys are talking about some weird shit."
Give me my Wookiee.
Even the Wookiee's like, "I'm out of here. I'm getting on the bed."
Gunwell just said Jim left to go play with his Wookiee.
Hell yeah. It's soft and cuddly.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on, Eric. God damn it. I thought I got you taking a drink. God damn it. I was waiting for it to spew all over the fucking keyboard.
Hit the mic first.
So that's his name?
Oh, they're counting down.
His
comments
Mike.
now.
Yeah, his name's Mike.
Oh my god, they're just sitting here counting comments.
508. Wow.
Shit.
Oh my heavens.
Oh, we're not going for a fucking comment fucking lead, are we?
What is
Who's
it?
got the lead for the
Write this
comments
out.
anyway?
I don't know, but Joey, I'll tell you what. Joey has
Yeah,
the
Joey's working on it.
Joey has the lead for pissing me off after the show. I can guarantee you that. Joey always picks a few words and likes to spell them out one letter at a time. So all I hear is dink,
When this
ding,
conversation
ding,
back on it,
ding.
seriously.
It just fucking sits there and goes off.
Matt Davis has a legitimate question. Anybody out there purchased any 80% AR lowers? Because he's wondering what's good. What's some good ones?
Don't do it. Just go buy yourself some pocket change aluminum mill. Get a billet piece of aluminum. Make your own. You can put your own name in it. Even you could say something like "Ebo me."
I
No.
was here.
Just no.
Don't do it.
No. Just don't do that.
If you do that, then you're going to have to keep working on it until you break. I mean,
Exactly. Because you're going to have to keep fixing it till it breaks again.
Spend many times less and get a good lower. Doesn't have to be the best. Just get a good solid lower.
Just buy a lower. It doesn't. And everybody knocks on all these fucking Andersons and all this other stuff. I've got 30 fucking AR-15s of various calibers, and pretty much half of them are on Anderson outfits, and they all run
yeah.
fine.
Doesn't matter who makes it, as long as it's a spec. It doesn't matter. Your upper is what's important.
As long as it runs, it doesn't matter.
Spend your money on your upper.
Well, see, that's an endless question. It's just like, you can spend a whole bunch of money on various parts, and I just keep pointing to my AR pistol. I don't have anything that has had as much shit heaped upon it and find something wrong with it. You won't. I've never had a problem. There's no sign of wear. I mean, it's not like pins are getting worn out or the holes. It's just, why would I have wanted to have spent $100 more for what is probably the same manufacturer? It just has a different roll mark stamped on the side of it.
Exactly.
I mean, and I've used several Anderson, and I don't have any complaints about them. They seem, I don't know, it might be psychological, but it almost seems like a step up from Palmetto.
Yeah, springs, pins, barrels, bolt carrier group. Those are important things to dump your money into, and your upper receiver. But your lower receiver, it doesn't matter. You can use a DPMS, an Anderson, a PSA, as long as it's to spec to where the pins actually fit and they're not in eggshell shape, they're actually round. That's all that matters, because it doesn't matter if there's slop in the lower. You can always adjust it if you want to. The upper is where the money's at. That's where it's important to have your tight tolerances. That's where all the explosion has to be contained. So you want to make sure you're buying at least a decent quality upper if you're going to be using it a lot. If it's a safe queen, you only shoot every once in a while, who gives a fuck?
Or like
use whatever you want.
just said, an 80% lower is the only way you're going to legally build an AR pistol in California.
Yeah.
That's different. You have no choice but to go that direction.
Well, here, you want an idea about talking about an inexpensive lower. What is the heart and soul of the lower half of the BMG 50 sitting downstairs? It's just an inexpensive lower, and it's attached to a BMG 50, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's like I've been on blog sites, and they're like, oh, you can't put a BMG 50 on an AR-15 lower, no matter who made it. Okay.
Didn't we do that?
What's that?
The 50 on an AR-15 lower?
Yeah, and it's gotten a hell of a lot of rounds put through it.
Yeah.
But it can't.
I haven't killed anybody yet with it.
Well, We have made some pirates.
Well, yeah. There's that.
little forehead dimpling, but
Winner of the most blood released is my neighbor Miles.
Was it Miles or was it? I thought fucking Chaos had him. He had a bunch there for a while.
Chaos had a good one too, but
yeah, I think Miles didn't do it the most. Yeah.
Did the leprechaun get his noggin knocked on that thing?
Fuck no, that pussy wasn't there when we were shooting it.
Oh, okay.
No,
he was too short anyways.
He
it just go over
fired
his
it
head.
one time. Watch the video. I don't know what the fuck he saw through that scope, but it looked like the bullet hit the ground 3 feet in front.
3 feet in front of him. Yeah.
And if it makes anybody feel any better, the inexpensive scope is gone, and right now there is a longer eye relief Bushnell attack or Elite Tactical on it.
You still like that Bushnell?
Yeah, there's that phobia. You associate that name with the brand, but there's a big difference between, say, a Bushnell that you'd go buy at Walmart and then these generation scopes. They're made in a completely different place. And one of my favorite scopes, of course, was the one that I purchased. Yes, John, was the one that I purchased for the JP. It's just, I don't know. I know I'm an idiot because I even ran across team. Yeah, thank you for agreeing, Jim. I ran across Team JP Enterprise when I was out at the snipers competition in Colorado, and they're like, that Bushnell Elite HDMR that you have, he's like, that thing is gold all day long. It's a better scope than the Vortex razors. But the Vortex, they're more popular because they threw a whole bunch of money at sponsorship. I mean, for every 10 guys that I saw competing out there, there was 9 of those scopes on a rifle.
Got a solid warranty with them too.
What, the Vortex or the Bushnell?
Vortex.
Yeah, no, I will admit I'm not a Vortex whore, but I own a lot of Vortex things, and no, not a can of soup Vortex either.
Campbell's baby.
Yeah.
Was it cream
no,
mushroom?
I don't remember. That leaves Josh's line open. It was
John, let me know when we're down to a minute.
Cream of fish assholes, you dickheads.
Don't forget,
anyway,
your exit song takes 30 seconds. So.
No, that's fine.
Thanks for having me on, Eric and John. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess as long as we're out of time.
Yeah, thanks for lying to me.
What? What? We're still fucking live? God, John, you fucking liar.
I totally
bastard.
So mean. I'm sorry, but we've been live for the last hour, so I don't know what to say.
Josh, thanks for being here. You've always got to invite back and do more videos.
Absolutely. Thanks for everybody showing up, everybody in chat as well. Good times. Love all you guys. Be like Ed.
That's right.
Oh, you had to go there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I miss him.
Yeah, we all do.
Look, Eric's so gay. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Don't have time to go down the lineup of all the guys in the chat room, but thank you guys for always being here as always. And I don't have time to mention any thanks to Jim at all, so I'm not going to. Thank you, though, Josh, Joey, John, for making this happen. Go ahead and press the button, and again, we'll see you guys all next week. And don't forget, Jim will be the first person starting off with the Be Like Ed Glock backplate giveaway.
From where?
Mill
Spin. Look at his face when he says it.
He's like, say it.
Just spin.
Just hit the button.
It's the beer. It's the beer.
Button hit.
This is the part we don't talk, Josh. It pisses John off when we talk.
Yes, very much.
It's so funny how you try not to say beats.
We don't talk over this one? This part we don't talk?
No, we don't.
Not at all.
So,
Not at all.
Shut the fuck up. We're not supposed to be talking.
Wait,
What happens if we talk at this time?
I don't know.
In the bush. In the bush.
In the bush.
In the bush.
Chaos is in the bush.
Get the fuck out.
What do you do
Big,
with 6 dicks in a
hairy
row? You press the other
cock.
button.
Are we still live?
Yeah.